Welcome to Tarducks, a podcast for content creators to come share their stories.
Wait, should I go get my cloak? I might need to get my cloak.
A cloak for what?
I got this spooky thing set up. It's Halloween.
Oh, go get your cloak if you want to get your cloak.
It's a little bit hot. All right,
Okay,
carry on. All right, restart.
Okay, all right. Welcome to Tarducks, a podcast for content creators to come share their stories, experiences, and advice. And I have General Sam, and I have no idea where this is going to go.
Woo! No, it'll be fine. I don't know. You keep acting like I'm just gonna like pull off my shirt and I'll have like bombs and shit under my shirt. It's over the internet. I can't do anything to you.
That's right. All right. So what we do is we start with 3 random questions to get the juices flowing. So are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So as a little kid, what did you want to be when you grew up?
Oh shit! I don't know. I didn't know it was gonna be like this, man. You're getting into my deep psyche.
Oh, absolutely.
When I was a kid, what did I want to be?
Besides a terror for teachers, I'm sure that's who you were.
Oh no, the teachers love me.
Oh, okay.
My fellow students did not care for me a whole lot. But the teachers they adored me. No, when I was a child, I went to where do you live, by the way? You seem like a Midwesterner kind of guy.
I'm from Eastern Canada, an island out in the North Atlantic originally, and now I'm up in Connecticut.
Okay.
You weren't even close.
Yeah, not even close. I was just trying to like gauge by the look.
Yeah.
Like, this guy's got glasses and a hat on. Probably fucking Detroit or something. I don't know. He's a human being.
Yes, an older guy.
I had nothing to go off of. Yeah. So, no. When I was a child, I went to this place. What was this place called? St. George Island. It's like a little beach community in Florida. Yeah. They had these like rental houses that were like pencil houses, right? And they were really cool, but I remember I went there for a big family vacation, and I was like, I told my mom, I was like, I'm going to buy us one of those one day. And I could afford to buy it now, but I'm not. that was a pipe dream just to keep the old lady happy. But no, when I was young, I was like, okay, so in order to get that pencil house, I need to make a lot of money. And I found out pharmacists make a lot of money.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to be a pharmacist. This is like the most fucking insane little kid thing ever, but my job was just money. I was like, how do I acquire money? Pharmacists, they seem to do nothing all day. They have the little people up front to tell old people how to take pills, and then they just kind of sit in the back and do paperwork. And that seemed ideal to me. But now that you mention it, that's horrifying that I had no passions as a child. I was not like, I want to be an astronaut or I want to change the world.
You just wanted money.
I was like, how do I buy a pencil house for my fucking mom?
Oh, all right. Awesome.
And then I achieved it, and I never bought that pencil house.
Didn't buy her the house?
No, I didn't buy her shit. I moved her in with my grandma. I said, take care of my grandma.
All right. You and Abby are going out for supper. No kids. What are you eating?
Sushi.
Okay. Easy.
Yeah. Wait, no. Redact that. Beef tips or something. I don't know.
Right.
There's like 2 sushi restaurants in town. I don't want someone to fucking bomb one on date night.
That's true. All right.
A missile strike me.
I'll bleep that out. All right. So now the last one's going to be a good one. If you were cursed and had to spend an eternity living as a character in any TV show, who would it be?
Cursed? Like a negative thing?
Yeah.
One of those people that like orbits around Sheldon on The Big Bang Theory.
All right, there we go.
Just having to fucking put up with that guy. No, imagine being that blonde lady from The Big Bang Theory.
No.
Just having to hang out with those fucking people.
No, I'd kill myself.
Christ. I would close my head in the door really hard. That'd be season 1, episode 1. I would walk in as the blonde lady. He would say one word, and then I would fucking turn my own head around. Turn it around backwards.
Oh, shit. All right, so let's get started. So before you made your first YouTube video, what did you do?
Oh, man. Yeah, I have a long work history. Not really. I'm not what you would call an industrious person.
No.
No, I did some maintenance work for some apartments.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, got not a lot of pussy doing that job, so I quit that.
Yeah.
And then I got into hot air balloon repairing.
No way, really?
Yeah, it was a
That's a
family
thing?
business. Yeah,
Oh shit.
and that's why everybody says they're like, "That's a thing."
Yeah, but I guess it makes
What,
sense.
if it like when they get wrapped around telephone poles
Throw
and
'em
shit,
out.
they don't just like, all right, calling it quits. Like, guess the utility guy's gonna unwrap that and.
Oh shit, that's so
Yeah.
cool.
I'm starting to see through the wicker on my basket. I can see the earth. That'll be fine. I'll just buy a new one. Yeah, I mean, it's a guy. People take up clients and shit. You have to be licensed. You have to be, you have to pass inspection and stuff. They're not gonna let some guy be like opening up a business with a hot air balloon,
No.
taking people up in the sky, and it, you go to inspect it, and it's like a lawn chair with a weather balloon attached to it. No, there's standards for these things. They have to be inspected. You have to check the box. You know?
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, did you ever go up in them?
Oh, well, with the little sandbags, so
Yeah.
I'm not gonna fly away. No, it's a suicide man sport.
Exactly.
You've seen those videos? Fucking assholes only do that in places where like it's just a death trap. Like they always do it. Hot air balloons are really popular where Tornado Alley is. Like people just fly them up and then get whipped away into the stratosphere.
Oh.
Like, why don't you do this in a place where there's like no weather problems?
Oh shit.
But yeah, and then I quit that, and I was like, well, it was a transitioning moment. You can't just like start doing YouTube and go like I'm full time. So I started doing YouTube, and then I lost my channel to a network. You remember those networks?
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah. It was like if people would be like, you have to join a network, and then I would go, why? And they would be like, what the fuck is wrong with you, dude? It's like that's like the back in the day that was the unvaccinated. They're like, you're not part of a. I only talk to people within a certain MCN circle. All right.
Yeah.
Like if you're not part of a network, I'm not talking to you. And I joined one, and they stole all my damn money. Couldn't you believe it? Yeah.
Oh shit.
And then I said some embarrassing stuff in an email that I don't want to circulate. But, I basically threatened to kill this guy's wife, and then he was like, "You're never getting your channel back ever again." Oh my God. And he held it ransom.
Holy shit.
And after he told me that, I was like, okay, well, I mean, thanks. I mean, that's what I wanted to hear. I just wanted to hear like a verbal from you that I was never getting it back, so I knew to go make another channel.
Yeah.
And all it took was a measly death threat. Can you believe it? Like,
That's it?
Yeah,
Shit.
that's it.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
and then I made the current channel.
Yeah.
And I started uploading to that thing. Yeah.
Oh my God. That's crazy. And now, okay, so here's a good one. So if you had to fill out a D&D character sheet for high school Sam, what would be your 2 top characteristics?
As a guy that recently made a D&D character loosely modeled on myself,
We're talking about high school Sam, though. We're not talking about current Sam.
No. See, that's like everybody goes back and goes like, man, I wish I could do it all again. You know those guys that peaked in high school?
Oh,
I wish I could do it all again, man. Like Uncle Pedro's and shit.
Yep, they got their high school jacket and still. And, yeah.
Got the Letterman on, working down at the fucking Quick Lube. I still got my Leatherman, man. No, I think when I think about going back, I spent a huge chunk of my teenage years really concerned about social interactions and was like scared to do stuff.
Yeah.
And then now I've realized that like nobody's doing this the second time around. Everybody's on their first go through life. Oh shit, I knocked over my chalice. Nobody knows like what they're doing really. Yeah. And like if people act like they know what they're doing, it's like the people that I believe, it's when they're like 88 years old and they're like, I figured it out, and then they die, you know? But like nobody that young has it figured out. Everybody's equally as scared as you. I wish my mom would have told me. That's what I'm going to tell my kids when they get to like high or like when they start to go into like middle school and high school. You have to sit them down and go like, you're just as out of place as everybody else. Like you have that feeling of like, I don't want to say imposter syndrome, because imposter syndrome means like if you're a CEO or something like that, it's like, am I worth being here or whatever? Or have I earned this? But like imposter syndrome and like, am I at a place? Like I used to always have that feeling like, I felt like I was a pod person and they were about to figure out that I was a pod. You know what I mean? Like they're on to me. And so I wish I could go back in time and just be like, dude, just don't give a fuck. You're not going to go into the corporate world. Just don't give a fuck. Just do the weirdest shit you can at all times.
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
And just be happy.
Yeah, just having fun.
Yeah.
At other people's expense. Okay.
I'd leave that piece out when you talk to your children about that. Just
Yes. Yeah, I'll leave that part out. I'll say you guys be like Jim Carrey, all right? You're like a one-man act. Don't listen to your pop here. Your pop takes it out on other people.
Now, if you're having this conversation, is Abby there with you, and would she smack you in the back of the head when you go down that path, or would she just let you go?
She's just as socially retarded as I am, dude. Like, we got nothing going for us. Imagine me without the internet.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's Abby. Like, I'm not calling over any friends to come over on the weekends to drink or anything. Like, I got nothing going on in this fucking empty house, except for them kids.
Yep.
Yeah, so... if it wasn't for public school, those kids would turn out like Children of the Corn or something. There'd be some weird motherfuckers. Dad's screaming at his computer again.
Shit. Oh man. So all right. So when did video games start for you?
I never got to my stats.
Oh yeah, that's right. So what are your stats?
Yeah. Okay. So in ideal world, it would have been not charisma, but like what's like a conniving version of charisma?
Is that like a rogue? You're like a
like imagine
stealth?
like a person that can manipulate people, but people aren't necessarily drawn to them.
Right. Yeah.
I think my ideal hero or maybe anti-hero would be like that worm tongue guy from Lord of the Rings.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Yeah, that's always like whispering in the guy's ear.
Yeah, on somebody's shoulder, saying, "Hey,
yes,
go do that.
You do that. I will sit back here with some
manipulation.
I will sit here and eat my tots." Something like that. So I don't know if that's like charisma or whatever.
Yeah.
I'd probably max that out.
Yeah.
And then is like penis size a thing?
We can make it up. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, this is a fictional character, right?
Clearly, yeah.
Hanging dong and charisma.
All right, there we go.
Yeah. Oh. But if we're being serious about high school, Sam, probably like pretty low stats all the way down the board.
Not a lot of expectations set.
No, but a lot of room for growth. Yeah. That's the important part. You don't want to min-max that early in life.
No. You want to have some achievements you want to be able to accomplish and check off.
That's what I tell my mom. I say, I failed for a long time so that it would be, successes were easier down the road.
Yep. That's like my son.
I worked out for the first time today.
Yeah.
I got like a squat rack.
Yep.
And I got everything's so damn heavy. I got these plates, big plates of steel and iron that I have to lift up. And I got this app that like helps me like, track my workouts or whatever. I did my workout, first time doing it. And so I logged in on my stats. It said, you have 18 new personal records. And now I don't want to work out ever again. I fucking broke 18 records. I'm never topping that. I started out at the top, champ.
Yeah.
That's what you don't want to do. You want to be in high school. You want to be completely unsuccessful, no friends, get no pussy, bad grades.
Just don't get arrested.
Fail to get into college. You should probably get your GED like me. Truancy officer constantly hunting you down like Ferris Bueller's Day Off. No. Stuff like that. That's how you want to start your life.
Okay. Yeah. And then, when you do get those little victories, they look massive. Mm-hmm. Okay. That's great advice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So now, from a video game standpoint, when did things start for you?
Oh, you ever heard of a game called Skyrim?
Yeah, that was your first
Yeah.
foray into video games.
No, that was like my first success on YouTube.
Yeah, no,
I
I'm talking
think.
about
Yeah.
when you started video. Like, did you start out with an Atari, or you're a little older?
Sega Genesis.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it was a Sega Genesis, and there was this game called Clay Fighters.
Yeah.
It was like a
Yeah.
stop motion, had like Ichabod Clay and a couple other badasses on it.
Yeah.
I was also a huge fan of Earthworm Jim.
Yep.
And we played a lot of Sega Genesis for a while, and then by the way, as far as like old timey controllers go, dude, the Genesis fucking slapped. That little like curved with the ABC and a line.
Yeah.
I don't have to look down and go like, am I supposed to be doing like the cross or whatever? It was just a line. Doop, doop, doop.
Yeah.
It was easy. Yeah, I love that controller.
Yeah.
Also, by the way, the Sega Dreamcast controller was fucking slept on. That controller rocks. All right.
The rumble pack in that thing. You had the digital screen you could put in it.
Oh yeah, and it just felt good in your hands, dude.
Yeah.
And of course, I went from N64 to the Dreamcast, so that was like N64 was made for a completely different fucking species. I don't know who the fuck they made that for.
Yeah.
It's goddamn Japanese. They were like, I don't know, maybe the rest of the world's irradiated too. We'll give them a fucking third little knob to hold on to. Yeah, but I mean, I learned that shit, dude. You would be amazed what you can get around.
Yeah.
But I feel like mastering the N64 controllers, like when those people, when they paint with their feet because they're like disabled or whatever. I feel like I'm achieving something by mastering the N64 controller for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh God.
But that was I think like the Sega Genesis. I keep wanting to say Sega Saturn, but that's like a super rare one. But Sega Genesis, and then at Blockbuster, we'd roll up there on the weekends when I've been a good boy, and we would rent. I don't know if you remember this, but N64s had a briefcase that like you would just walk up there, grab the briefcase, and inside, Nintendo was fucking awesome back then, dude. They did like everything like clear plastic that was colored.
Yeah.
Like the old Macs and stuff they used to do. And inside those little briefcases, you could see the N64, like 2 or 3 controllers, and then you had like all the fixins and stuff to have yourself an awesome time. And I would invite, one of my friends over for the weekend, and we would just play like GoldenEye or whatever. And I did that like basically enough times that my mom could have bought a regular N64 like 7 times over. But she was stupid with money, so that's why. That's why I always had a rented N64 and her a fucking purchased N64.
Yep. Oh God. Oh. And then over the years, when did you jump into the PC space? Was that in high school or a little later on?
Okay. So I saw those people making like, YouTube videos, and I was like, I want to get in on that. And so I got that thing called a Dazzle. You remember the Dazzle? Advertised 480p. Man, they fucking lied their asses off. I want you to show me 480p coming out of that Dazzle. If someone can show me scientific fact of 480p coming out of a Dazzle, I will pay money. Not take that last statement away. I ain't paying nothing. But I will be impressed. And this was before like software held your hand and everything.
Right.
So, in the beginning, guys, if you're starting out YouTube, you're going to steal everything under the sun, okay? Like, you're going to have stolen software, you're going to have stolen games, you're going to have stolen everything. Font packs, music. You just basically turn into the biggest criminal in the world when you start YouTube. And so I was stealing shit left, right, front, and center. And I remember, like, on Premiere, that was before they did any sort of hand-holding. They didn't tell you, like, I couldn't line up, this is my footage, and exporting it, you need to export in, like, the same package that it's, being brought in at. So I would always just compress and degrade the shit out of my footage, and I was like, what the hell's going on here? And then, like, have it recording mic and everything. It was just such a pain in the ass on console. I could never figure it out. Yeah. And I was like, I tried explaining this to my friends. They didn't get it. But
Yeah.
I'm like, if you are, you have a PC. You have a PC. Don't lie to me. I know you got a PC. This is the 2000s, dude. You can get away with having a smartphone now, but back then you had to have a PC.
Yeah.
And they had a console. I knew that because I was talking to them on it. And they were like, gaming PCs are so expensive. I was like, if you simply just take the cost of the console and roll that into your already purchased PC price or whatever, if you just put those two numbers together, you got yourself a gaming PC for the most part.
Yeah.
Especially since, like, dude, PC's so great. You can get like so many banger games for like $5.
Yeah.
Everything for Xbox, you go to the store, $60.
Yeah.
$60. Oh, it's on sale. It was 2 years ago. The game's dead now. $45. It's still expensive on console. So I made the shift over to PC probably in like 2009 or 2010 or something. My grandma got she got cancer in her leg.
Yeah.
And she got that thing cut off, and so we made her master bathroom like wheelchair accessible. And we widened all the doors and redid it and everything. And for my help in that, I was given $450.
Oh.
And with that $450, I jump started. I bought like PC parts secondhand from all my friends. I went to them, I was like, you got like a graphics card or something laying around here? And they would like pull it out of their closet and they would sell it to me for nothing. So I put together this really shitty PC.
Yeah.
And immediately jumped on TF2 because I was watching people play TF2. I was like, whoa, I had the orange box on console. You remember that shit?
Yeah.
And have you seen what console had versus what PC had back in the day? You had like 2 maps on the orange box, I think, and I was playing it. I was like, this has so much potential. And then I watched a YouTube video. This guy's eating sandwiches and shit, and like they had like all these different gadgets for the spy, and there was hats. Oh my god, the hat game was completely. It was not even close. The console hat game was weak. There was no hats at all. So I had to get in the PC. And, I basically played TF2 almost exclusively for a long time.
Okay. And now over the years, what were some of your favorite games looking back? Skyrim's probably
Daisy. I'm gonna say that right now, man. If you're gonna ask, like, what's the ones that? By the way, should I be recording this or you got this?
I got this. I told you I got this. We're all good, man.
I'm freaking out. I've never done it like this. You got me freaked out, man. Are you sure you got this?
We got this. Don't worry, Sam.
I don't like. Imagine all the shit that I played on console.
Yeah.
Getting on PC, and all of a sudden, like, a game like Daisy comes out.
Yeah.
And this was Operation Arrowhead, where you had to, like, do the crazy install of the mod and everything, and get the separate launcher and everything. That was back when Dean Hall was considered, like, a genius.
Yeah.
Now what is he?
He's
a fucking nobody. That's what he... Oh, fucking asshole. That's what it is. No, like, just a game like that where, your guy dies, he's gone.
Yep.
It was so intense. And I was like, wait, there's like no match time. There's no, you're just in the world.
Right.
Your friend dies, you can just camp his body for 4.5 hours. Yeah. Like, that was insane to me. Like, the whole concept was so insane. And that just changed how I saw games, I think.
Yeah, because
that was insane too. Because I always did. I like turned into I got obsessive over that game.
Yeah.
In a way that I'd never gotten obsessive about games before. Like it became like a sociology experience. You can see how this trickled down to Tarkov over time.
Yeah.
Because Tarkov is condensed, concentrated Daisy.
Right.
You don't get buck fever. Like, have you ever gotten buck fever on Tarkov? You will.
Yeah, I think I have. There's been moments
where you're looking at someone and you're like, oh shit, man, should I shoot or am I gonna fuck this up? And then all of a sudden you're second guessing yourself.
You're like
and
laying an interchange. A 4-man rolls by and you're just laying there in one of the stores, like, fuck.
You've been laying there 18 minutes.
Yeah.
Now imagine being like, my teenage years or whatever, and I've been laying there for 3 hours. And I see one guy I would sit there and in the map, I'd be like, okay, people are gonna go for Cherno and Electro, and then they're gonna want to head north naturally, right? And so now there's these 3 different interstates or whatever that head north. This one north of Magalevka is probably gonna be the one that they're gonna take because there's like a gas station in between here and there. And I would sit there and like figure out these little paths like. And I wish they would provide maps of this shit. Like, what are the most commonly traveled places?
Right, yeah.
Just so I can lay at the place where I know they're going to travel, but I know they're going to be like feet up on the desk, fucking eating chips and shit, like not paying attention. You know, because when you're like 4 minutes outside of Stary Sabor, that's when you fucking sit up and start dusting off all the Cheeto shit. And, all right, we're about to get into some shit. But like, you know, the 10 minutes of travel time before then, no, dude, you're lounging. You're not ready to get shot.
So
That
this
game
was
changed shit.
So this was the birth of the rat in Tarkov, then, essentially, for you.
Yeah, I definitely have a history of being like that guy that you're just like, fuck, dude, fuck.
Well, it's funny. One of my buddies said, hey, ask Sam if what advice would he give to a person starting Tarkov? And he goes, I bet you he would say Camp D2.
No. Actually, you know what the best advice I've ever heard for Tarkov is?
Yeah.
And Sequisha gave this out. I don't know if you know Sequisha,
Yeah.
but he was just like, this is a very newbie thing to do, and I catch myself doing it sometimes. But if you got some shit and you're going to extract, just slow the fuck down.
Yeah.
It is so me to like grab something and I just go like, and I just, to the exit, and I just run reckless abandon, and I get shot every time. He's just like, just walk as if it's the beginning of the raid. Just keep calm, dude. Just calm down. You don't have to run to the exit. Just walk the same way you were walking from the entrance, you know?
Yeah.
But besides that, what was that? Intro, let's see. Advice for people playing Tarkov.
Oh, we can get that one later. We're talking about your games. DayZ was one of your favorites. Skyrim was in there too.
Skyrim was big for me too. Yeah. I really like Fallout as well. All the Fallouts. I like games where you can just kind of like push your way around and test the little limits of the world in a fun way. Yeah. But I think like once I got a bite of multiplayer games, it definitely like changed. I don't know about you. I can't play shit that's single player anymore, dude. I got
stories. It's just because it's so linear, and you like the multiplayer because you never know where things are going to go.
You got to have the human element, man. Yeah. There has to be a human element. That's what's great is just fucking over other people. Not fucking them over, but like the interaction. Yeah. Now, I told this story a million times, but DayZ, once again, one of the most impactful things I've ever had, the most frightful experience I've ever had. I've said this 1,000 times, but it is funny to me. It's just I was in a apartment building on DayZ, and I was up at the top floor, and this guy just like walks up outside, and so nonchalantly, you can tell he was like lounging back in his chair. Yeah. He was just like, hey, dude, I know you're up there. And I'm going to go in there, and I'm going to go up those stairs, and I'm going to fucking kill you. Okay. That's what's going to happen. It was a total head game. Like, guess what he did?
He went up there and killed you?
He killed the shit out of me. I had no chance, because I was like, I could just hear him stomping. And I was like, oh, God, he's on like the 6th floor. There's like 5 floors left. I was freaking the fuck out. And like he just walked up there and just massacred me. There was no chance. It was so matter-of-factly how he said it. Yeah. You know? Oh my God. And it was like the human element to that is great. You know, you could play Call of Duty all day and get a quad kill or whatever and stunt on those motherfuckers and do drop shots and stuff. But until you can just like hear the fear in their voice, it doesn't hit quite the same. Yeah. Well,
I never got into DayZ early. I missed that window, but recently I had a content creator, Ariana, she does a lot of DayZ, and she told me about the story, a crazy story in DayZ where she was walking by a house. It was at night. She looked in, there was like a guy with a mask on, a glow stick, and he told her to come in. And she went in. He tied her up. He killed himself. He killed herself. He killed himself in front of her, and then she was like, "What the fuck? That game
Where's
is
your
fucked
goddamn
up."
survival instinct? This is
It's like a horror movie, you know?
Yeah,
what
lady,
are you doing?
you need to fucking be. These men are scary, dude. You need to. If you see a guy wearing a mask, he's like, "Come on in."
Okay.
No. Maybe she was like, "Hey, it's a game," you know.
Yeah.
Hey, this in the real world, I would be terrified. But maybe I'm gonna extend the olive branch. Maybe nothing bad will happen to me,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna see if men are they just creepy or are they actually evil. And then
Yep.
she was good. She will never trust another man again. God, even in games, they're horrific.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh,
Yeah.
shoot.
Man, this would be a great spot to go get a Dr. Pepper from the fridge, wouldn't it? Wouldn't this be a good-
Absolutely. Go
wouldn't this
for
be
it.
an awesome Dr.
I
Pepper
think
moment?
it is Dr. Pepper break.
Yeah.
They're in front of you.
Where the fuck's my headphones at?
So now, what was the reason you jumped into YouTube?
Oh, all that money. Yeah. No, I don't think they were even doing ads and stuff back when I started.
Yeah.
I think they had just started doing them in like 2011 is when they started putting like lots of ads or whatever.
But money wasn't the reason.
Because I just ran to my fridge to get this. So, anyways, guys.
Oh, it's a big house, you know. You like what?
Oh, it's just the YouTube Million Mansion. That's it. It was. I'm looking at the fridge. It's like 12 feet away.
Oh God.
What got me started? Oh
Yeah.
yeah. I was just them Call of Duty videos, man.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
No editing
then-
experience beforehand. This was your first jump into it with the Dazzle.
Yeah. And by the way, dude, I just want to say like, I get messages. I don't know if it's just people like gassing me up because they like me or whatever, like
Yeah.
my videos. But I make videos that I would like to see.
Yeah.
And there are some people that enjoy that same type of video, right?
Yeah.
But I get messages where people are like, "Hey, dude, I really like your editing style, and I can see that you're like really good at it, or whatever." And I just want to say, dude, I made like 250 videos, I think, before I made one that just sucked.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I was not quick to pick it up.
Yeah.
So like that's why I'm always astounded of like my peers, so to speak.
Yeah.
You know, like I didn't talk to another YouTuber, by the way, until like 2016 or 2017 when I
shoot.
met Sir Winter, I
Yeah.
believe. In Rust. But I was doing it for like 6 years just by my lonesome, just toiling away.
Yeah. Oh my God.
You know, just by myself. I had like my friends that I gamed with, but
Yeah.
like I didn't talk to anybody else that did what I did for a living.
Yeah.
The closest I had was my friend's friend did anime music videos.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's not even like that's like hard to even like strike up a conversation.
No.
Yeah, it's like, hey, imagine two guys at a barbecue and like your friend goes like, hey, you'll be friends with this dude. You do the same thing. It's like, oh, what do you do for a living? I make anime music videos. I cut up my favorite animes to like grunge songs.
Yeah.
And I make like what I think is cool music videos. And I go, oh, well, I have a bunch of footage from COD lobbies where the N-word is being screamed constantly. So we're basically the same guy.
Yeah. Absolutely.
No, we had nothing in common. So I would say probably 200-300 videos in is when I started to make stuff that like didn't quite suck.
Yeah.
But it wasn't good yet. It was like visually and editing wise, I was like, I knew what I was doing. But I, as a person, was still very, very rough, not diamond in the rough.
Now, what were you making? What kind? Like, were you just highlight clips, or were you putting your narrative back then on those videos?
I was trying to be like, you remember when like Rooster Teeth and Achievement Hunter were really big?
I don't remember that.
No, they were like very. it would give you like little tips, little information bits, little factoids,
Yeah.
little secret things, and I would like do stuff like that. I had a hit video in the beginning that was like GTA 4 interable buildings, because there was like there was no map or anything saying like could you go into a building on
Yeah.
GTA, and so I made a video that was like these are the best places to go in and like fight cops.
Yeah.
And by hit video I mean it got like 50,000 views, and I was like, whoa. Mom, that pencil house is ours. Get your sandals ready and your big fucking Julia Roberts sun hat. All right, we're going to the goddamn beach. Your son knows where the interval buildings are.
Nobody else does.
Yeah, it was shit like that, and then finally, like, yeah, dude, that's a tough wake up call to realize that like you're not really good at anything. Like you're not smart enough to be like on the edge of, you know, finding out the hot stuff in a game, or like quick enough reflexes to be good in anything.
Yeah.
So I really had to lean into being funny. I really had to. I was like, how do I do that shit? So then I got a couple books, how to be funny. Went to a couple acting classes.
You did not really?
No, I didn't do it.
I was like, shit, there's no way.
Yeah. I went to howtobefunny.com, and oh my God, I'm almost running out of material. Like that website's carried me for so long.
The secret is out.
I went to go. It's an old GeoCities website. I went to it, and it's 404. Oh no! My career's gone.
Oh shit!
My How to Be Funny GeoCities website's gone.
But you know, here's the the GeoCity thing. You know, it's only old people like me probably is going to get that one, and
Yeah.
you know.
Dude, I'm sorry. If you guys, the Zoomers with their little Zoomer perms and their little drop cross earrings and shit, you guys that are watching, you guys really missed out on the internet in the mid 2000s.
Oh,
That shit
man.
was the Wild West. I
was.
fucking loved it.
Oh man. Yep. Absolutely.
Man, you thought you found a fucking golden torrent where they had just perfectly compressed it, whatever it was.
Yeah.
Movie, The Godfather. Oh my God, they got it down to 4 megs.
Yeah.
Wow, this is you can't lose with this.
Nope.
This is 1080p. It's a virus every time.
Yeah. Oh man, the good old days of Napster. I don't know if you remember
Yes.
those days. Oh geez.
Napster, LimeWire,
Yeah.
Kazaa.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all those,
God.
man.
Yeah.
Those were good. I never was on Napster. I was definitely on Kazaa a lot.
Yeah. Oh shit. But no, actually, you brought up a good point. So where, like, were you always the funny guy, or did that just, you know, no?
No.
When did that come about? Was it through your videos or just?
No, like, God, I wish I could, like, I need to track down people from high school and
Yeah.
just be like, what do you remember of me? Because I feel for my wife, dude. She, for the audience at home, we've been together since like 7th grade. So she has
way.
seen this guy that she's been dating has turned into like 7 different people before finally, I don't know about you, but
Yeah.
when I hit like 25, one day I just woke up and was like, I'm completed. I'm finished.
The turkey poppers
Yes.
popped.
I have finished. I am fully done now. I put down the chisel. I'm like that classic sculpture of the guy chiseling himself. I have chiseled myself. I'm a nerdy guy. But she like saw me like turn, like just try. I was just stabbing in every direction,
Yeah.
trying to figure out who the fuck I was. Which is so pathetic because like she's been the same damn person since 7th grade. Really, she's just. Even then, she was very matronly and very serious.
Yeah.
Man, this guy is very absurd. This
Now,
guy is strange.
what areas did you cover? Did you go from like a rap phase to a metalhead phase to a goth or?
Okay, well, I had an older brother.
Yeah.
That he's 5 years older than me, and when you're young, you idolize your older brother.
Yeah.
Right, and so. He was kind of coming of age in the late 90s, early 2000s. So when I was in elementary school, I was rocking Jinko jeans, you know, had a No Fear t-shirt, puka shell necklace, had favorite CDs, 311,
Yeah.
whichever one was the fire, had like the fire graphic on the album. Limp Biscuits, hot dog flavored water, chocolate starfish in the hot dog flavored water. Classic.
Yeah.
You know, that song Boiler still fucking slaps. If you don't, audience, I want you to pause this and go watch Boiler. Music video still holds up. A lot of Corn, Freak on the Leash, you know?
Yeah.
If I could do the vocalizations at the end of that song, I would do that for the next 90 seconds and make this really awkward. I can't quite do it. Yeah, so like new metal was really big.
Yeah.
And then I got into middle school. And so this is weird. Like imagine being a white kid in the early 2000s, rock music, dead.
Yeah.
It's dying hard. And then rap, I think, admittedly, I think everybody should be able to sit back and go like, rap of the 2000s fucking sucked real bad. So your choices were like Nickelback or bling rap, you know? And I was just like, this fucking sucks. And so, because like new metal was also like, you know, I was riding that train, but I was like, this is kind of fucking, this isn't like that cool. Like, this is kind of lame. These pants fucking suck. You walk in one puddle and your pants weigh fucking 80 pounds.
And you skateboarded in those things people did. I just don't know how they did that. Yeah.
Do you remember Soaps?
No, I don't remember Soaps.
Soaps were it was a shoe that kind of they look like Osiris's, right?
Yeah.
But on the bottom they had just like a piece of plastic that you could grind with your shoe on the stuff. So people at school had Soaps a lot.
Yeah.
And my parents wouldn't buy me Soaps because there was all the headlines of just like child shatters his body into a million pieces riding on
Snaps
Soaps.
his wrist, yeah.
Yeah. And but I did get a pair of like Nike shoes that were hand-me-downs from not my brother. This is the hand-me-down rotation growing up.
Okay.
My brother's older friend, Chris, was this big football guy. He would wear shit for like 2 years, and then it would get worn out enough that he didn't want to wear it anymore.
Yeah.
And so you'd give it to my brother, who was a pretty big guy.
Yeah.
He would wear it for like a year, and then it would go into a closet to sit there and mold for a couple of years until I could wear it. And I got these Nikes that had like between the heel and the front, they had a little bit of plastic.
Yeah. Oh no.
Buddy, I was grinding shit with my long ass shorts that looked just like regular pants because they were so long.
They're like just above the ankles, essentially.
Yes,
yeah.
basically they're just the shoots of short that are so big. Yeah, I did a lot of that in like elementary school and stuff. But anyways, yeah, so it basically got to the point with like popular culture, like music and everything, where I think this is where like the underground was at, like the, I guess if you're a normie, you would call it like the emo scene.
Yeah.
But like the post-hardcore, like metalcore, underground metal scene.
Yeah.
Was that's where I kind of like dove into that because I had no idea like about underground rap at that time.
Okay.
You know, I'm in North Florida, so
but no,
I had
you
to
guys
get on
had,
the internet before I got
had,
in touch with that shit.
Two Live Crew, that was Florida, right? Or were they further south?
I don't know.
Okay, all right.
I have no idea. We had Creed. Creed's from Tallahassee. Fuck
There we
yeah! Everybody put up your Bic lighters for Creed.
Oh shit.
No, I remember when I was in elementary school that They're Only Chasing Safety came out by Under Oath. That fucking album, just like time stood still. Like if you didn't know about Under Oath when you were in like 7th grade, you were a fucking nobody. People wouldn't talk to you. And was it Hawthorne Heights and shit? Like Ohio is for Lovers. I don't know if you've heard that song. You're 50. You haven't heard this shit.
No.
But that song, Ohio is for Lovers, like that song still fucking slaps.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck, dude. I will listen to that on my deathbed. There's certain bands from that era that I'm still just like, that's it. I'm still in it.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh,
Coincidentally, at the same time, I was really into OK Computer by Radiohead.
Yeah.
That's a more mainstream.
That
dude.
is, yeah.
I'm getting some recognition from you. You're
Yeah,
like,
for Radiohead,
I've
yeah.
heard Radiohead.
Yeah,
He's like,
connect.
Creep. I've heard Creep. But their big song. I was really into Radiohead at that time. But yeah, that's basically that's my musical taste for the time being. And then so then I was like weird little metal kid for basically until I just like became super introverted in my high school phase.
Yeah.
Then the worst thing in the world happened to me.
What was that?
Discovered sex. Have you tried that stuff?
Only 3 times.
Have you done that shit yet? Oh
I've got
my
3
God,
kids.
you're
So
missing out. If you're a viewer of this podcast and you haven't had sex yet, I highly recommend it. I could not recommend that
They
product
should go
enough.
Google it right now.
Yeah, go Google that, how to do it. Find a consenting adult. It has to be consenting.
That's a key point right there.
Yes, that's the key
asterisk.
point. Yeah.
Oh,
But yeah, I discovered that shit, and then I was like, I'm not going to school anymore. Me and Abby are gonna go do that for on account of she got her driver's license before me, so we went and banged out her Camry
Oh my God.
in the fucking parking lot of the Walmart that hadn't been built yet.
Oh.
Or down at the Governor Square Mall in their parking garage. We'd go hang out down there and fuck while the employees were parking their cars next to us and getting out to like work at Dillard's. And they're like, what the hell? There's 2 fucking 15-year-old kids fucking in their car. Yeah, I did that for a while. And then the guidance counselor called my mom and she was like, did your son die or something?
Oh, no. You like disappeared for a couple
I
weeks.
I found pussy. I found out. I found out what that shit was. It's way better than reading Scarlet Letter or whatever, Franz Kafka or whatever. I'm not reading all that shit.
Oh God.
Yeah.
And Abby's still with you today.
Yeah.
God bless her soul.
Yeah. She said, "This guy's a winner.
Oh God.
His dick got hard once. He stopped going to school. This guy's a fucking. This guy's gonna be somebody."
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh God.
That's basically what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then I spent some introverted years where I swear to God, dude, I got that Xbox, just the Xbox One.
Yeah.
And I got that Call of Duty 2.
Mm-hmm.
And with it, dude, this shit is like, imagine if Walter White, if Heisenberg gave out free samples of heroin or meth or whatever the fuck he was making, meth, yeah. If he gave out free little samples. When I opened up my Call of Duty 2 disc and there was that little 48-hour Xbox Live card sitting inside the case.
Yeah.
I was like, because I just got it and I was like, I'm going to play a Call of Duty campaign. And I was like, Xbox Live, what the heck's this? And I did the little code and I was like running around. I still remember those maps, man. Burgundy and Carentan and all those awesome maps. Two Jane, I remember playing those and like my first multiplayer experiences, I was like, this is completely different. This is way better. And so my friends would be like, hey, dude, you want to like bike over to my house? I'd be like,
No,
I want you to get on Xbox Live, you fucking idiot. I don't ever want to speak to you in person ever again. I want to sit half naked in my fucking room. I don't want to have to share my Pop-Tarts with nobody. I don't want to have to fucking share my drinks with nobody. I don't want to have to share my controller with nobody. And I still want to talk to you. Am I a bad person? All right. I just want to sit back and fucking play the game. I can still talk. You don't need to be in the same room.
It's the perfect thing for an introvert. You're in your safe space. You just, absolutely.
Although I'm gonna say it for all those people, the audience out there, all right, meeting all these other YouTubers at TwitchCon, we there was a moment where like we were partying and everything. You know, YouTubers, man, we're doing fucking lines of coke off each other and stuff. We're partying hard. Man, dude, Aqua, Welland, freebasing in the corner. It's like, holy shit, guys, this is too much. We all had a moment of clarity where we looked at each other. It was actually just me and Charborg and Bed Bananas. We looked at each other and we were like, I think we hadn't realized because of COVID and everything.
Yeah.
But this job is naturally so isolating that you need to like socialize. Like you need to get out there and have some in-person, like my only IRL experience in a day can't be my fucking kids. I'm not Amish, you know, like I need to talk to like other human beings in person.
Yeah.
Cause it was insanely refreshing to like, just see those people and shake their hands and stuff.
Yeah.
Did you go to TwitchCon?
I did not know. But
No.
saw all the pictures, heard all the stories. It looked great. It looked like everybody had a good time.
Oh yeah, it was a great time. Yeah.
But you know what, you bring up a good point about, getting out and socializing. Like people who are, either doing the Twitch grind, sitting in front of a computer and chat for 10 hours a day, 6 days a week. That's got to have an effect on people over time.
I some people I've talked to for a decade,
Yeah.
on and off, that I don't feel as close to as some people that I just had one IRL dinner with at TwitchCon.
Yeah.
There is very much something to be said for a in-person meeting.
Yeah.
And there's some people like you just fucking click with in person that I would never in a million years think I would click with in when just looking at their profile. Like I went to that dinner with Charborg and Bed Bananas and Lisa, and these are all people that are associated in my little line of work, by the way, audience. And there was one guy there at the table. His name was Bobbers.
Yeah.
He draws anime titties. That's what he does. He's just like, he's like, I know what I like. All right, I'm drawing anime titties, girls sucking milk out of their own titties. That's what I'm drawing. And he just does it like 1,000 different ways. And the guy's a goddamn visionary. He's an artist. And God, I hope aliens find his like artwork and it's like, oh, they were really into titties. All right, humans, this is what they liked. But like, I would never look at that guy's profile and be like, I'm gonna be fast friends with this dude. I had like one of the most engaging, awesome conversations with this guy in person. Like, that particular group of people I ate with that night, were like the artsy people, you know, and awesome experience. It's super cool to meet people in person, and you just go like. Typically, I don't think we would have like brushed shoulders and had like direct contact online. Yeah. But you had mentioned that like egos were around at TwitchCon, but I feel like they are so leveled in person. Yeah. I didn't see any ego problems really.
Nice. Now, what brought all of you guys together? Because you don't like you said, you wouldn't have checked out their content before. What was the event that brought you guys together?
I piggybacked off Lisa. She was invited, and then I was like, I'm coming too. I wasn't invited. I just showed up.
All right, nice.
I showed up and made sure they liked me. I was like, you won't regret this, I promise.
God. Oh, it's too funny, man.
No, but I do know Charborg. I talked to him before, and then I had met Bed Bananas tragically one time. And I was able to, I totally embarrassed the shit out of myself, and I was able to make a second impression with him, really fix it.
What did you do?
This one's a, you ever had a moment where like you're trying to go to bed and you go, and then like right before you're about to fall asleep, your body's just like, hey, remember the most embarrassing thing you've ever done? Let's dwell on that for 12 minutes. You end up having like heart palpitations laying in bed, just like, holy fuck. I got Warner Brothers invited me to go out to LA to do Hitman 2 was coming out with Hitman 2 was coming out. Yeah. And I had made like one thinly veiled racist video on with looking back on it, I was like, holy crap, this is the most racist video in the world. What the hell? And they watched it, and Warner Brothers was like, we need this guy to promote Hitman 2. Let's bring him out. This is before Me Too and everything. They didn't give a fuck back then. And they invited me out, and I was in the goddamn state of California. Weed was legal, right? And I'm a Florida boy, and I obey the law. Unless I'm stealing software and things to build a business and an empire. But as far as recreational stuff, I stay within the lines, you know. And but I was in California, so I was like, hey, I'm going to get a bunch of these edibles. Call me crazy, but my lungs love air. You know, they don't smoke a whole lot. So I got edibles because I was like, I can get high and eat cookies at the same time. So I bought this bag of cookies. Oh, God. Who the fuck eats one cookie, you know? Like, so I didn't call up anybody that had ever smoked in their life. I was completely untested. It was just like, I ate like 6 of them, and I was like, weird. Like, I ate one, and then I waited 30 minutes and nothing, and then but I had just had room service, you know, because Warner Brothers gave me like room service. Like they were like, you can order this much per night for free. And so I would go out to dinner, and then I would get back, and I'd be like, "It's free! Like I'm getting a steak brought to the the hotel room, just so I can smell it. I don't give a fuck, even if I'm not going to eat it. I'm getting the Warner Brothers steak brought in, and like it was crazy too. I would order like the nicest meal they had, and then the remainder, because they said they would cover like $150 a night or something like that in room service. Like the remainder I would tip. Like I would just like whatever the difference was, I was like, that's your tip. And they were like, really? I'm like, Warner Brothers is paying for it, dude. Hell yeah, it's your fucking tip, dude.
Awesome.
But anyway, so yeah, I ate all those damn cookies and everything. I passed out because I got insanely high.
Yeah.
And then I wake up the next morning and I have to go do this Hitman thing. It was like rise and shine. You have to be there by 9 a.m. I wake up and I am still so fucking high. I was just the most high I think I've ever been because I had no tolerance. Like I'd never had that stuff before. And I went downstairs and I was just like, my eyes were fucking just completely like saucers. I was just like, what the fuck? Complete just overload. And it was like a goddamn nightmare. I just walk out there and there's this big banquet table with all the people that I'm supposed to be going to this event with lined up, and there's an empty spot, and I sit down, and on the other side of the table is Bed Bananas, and he's like, I recognize you. You're Sam. You're General Sam. He's like, I'm Bed Bananas. And I'm like, I fucking love all of his videos, right? And so I'm just like ecstatic to meet him, but I don't have the social skills at this current moment.
Right.
And so I'm just like, I'm having a baby. I'm having a baby. Like my wife's pregnant right now. Like we are expecting any moment. And I'm like trying to find stuff to relate to him with. And I'm just like spurting all this shit. And I could tell he was just like, oh, this guy is like Asperger's or something. This guy's a little bit different. Oh, okay. Like you could tell he was like, oh, that's strange. But like he was just like, he just kind of didn't speak. Oh, and then after that, we went to, it was basically the most painful 10 minutes of conversation ever, where I just felt like I was just saying shit that, have you ever said a sentence that there is no, you don't put the ball in their court to rebuttal, you just take the ball and launch it into the stands? Like what the fuck is he supposed to say to that? Like it was 75 rapid fire sentences like that, where he's just like, wait, how am I supposed to respond? Like what are you? What the hell are you? What's wrong with you? I'm surprised you didn't shake me by the neck. Like what's wrong? And anyways, this fucking event, they had Hitman had rented out like a club, and they had turned it into a Hitman level. Oh, and they had hired a guy that looks exactly like Agent 47 to stalk around the level with his little pistol, and they had like that Northern Lion guy was streaming there, like at the event. Yeah. And everybody else was kind of like playing on these. They made me play the game while I was high as shit. I was like, what the fuck?
Oh my God.
They were like, you need to assassinate someone. I'm like, what the fuck? In the moment, I was like, this guy's like a CIA operative. He's going to kill me. No, everybody's like talking and like networking and stuff, and I'm just laid up on a couch in the middle of this club for like half the event. I'm just like feet up on a couch. Anyway, so that was my horrific moment meeting Bed Bananas. And then at TwitchCon, I was able to meet him again, and I'm unabashed, dude. I straight up told him, I was like, that was the most horrific experience of my life.
Did he remember though?
He was like, I remember, and I just thought you were a little bit weird. Like it wasn't a big deal to me. Yeah. He's a very nice guy. He was like, it wasn't like a big deal to me. I was like, thank God, because that was like horrific. Like that was like a turning point in my life where I was like, holy Christ, you need to work on your social skills. But I was able to repair it, and now we're good now.
Oh, that's good. Oh my God. Oh, so now for your YouTube view, when did you start incorporating like the green screen and started to do the narrative piece that, you're known for now?
It came out of necessity. Yeah. Because here's a territory that like I don't know if other Tarkov guys or whatever. You're mostly like a Tarkov.
I've started Tarkov. But then I started bringing in people from other communities because there's just a lot of good people out there.
Yeah. Well, specifically in the Tarkov genre, I don't want to ruffle any feathers here, but I used to be doing exclusively Skyrim,
Yeah.
and my channel did really well. And but it was doing well because Skyrim was doing well.
Yeah.
And then Skyrim fell off in popularity, and I was like, "Fuck! Like, what do I do?" So I'll jump on Fallout 4.
Yeah.
And Fallout 4 turned out to be kind of a dud.
Mm-hmm.
And so then I was just like, what do I do? And I realized I was looking around. I was like, who doesn't mind if a game dies? Like, what channels out there are in gaming but don't rely on the game to do well?
Yeah.
Because I don't want to be like those. Like those people that did like Minecraft, like Yogscast, like when Minecraft died for like 6 years.
Yeah.
By the way, what a resurgence that game had. Holy shit.
Yeah.
It died for like 6 years. It was just gone. I don't know where it went. And like a lot of those Minecraft people died too. And then Minecraft came back in a big way.
Yeah.
And a lot of those channels are back now. But I just didn't want a channel that lived and died by the game that was on it.
Yeah.
And so I started looking at people like JonTron. This is pre QAnon JonTron. This is cool JonTron. And JonTron was sick, dude. I was like, what the? He still is. I fucking love the guy. I don't care if he's batshit insane. That guy's fucking awesome. JonTron's my boy. And just little bits and stuff through his videos. And it was, you're not there for the game. You're there for JonTron.
Right.
And I wanted to just have a channel where it was like, it didn't matter what I played.
Yeah.
People were there for me, not for the game.
Yeah.
And then I really fucked up by getting really into Tarkov because I was like, dude, this is like you've played it, obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, that game sinks its teeth in you, man.
It's video game crack is what it is.
Yeah. And but what sucks is, this is where I didn't want to ruffle any feathers. I've never seen a game that has such a fruit-like cycle where it gets ripe,
yeah,
and then it just fucking starts to wither real quick. In terms of popularity, in terms of the numbers it's doing on Twitch, numbers it's doing on YouTube, Google searches, even like it just falls off.
And right now
hard.
It's like it seems really bad right now. It hit quickly. This ripening.
Wipe?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so like, because I don't focus just on Tarkov, and because my videos are more like me than Tarkov, or my experience in Tarkov, or my take on Tarkov, when the game dies, my channel's still doing all right.
Yeah.
Like, it's not. There was a couple wipes where, like, when the wipe died, I was like, oh fuck, I re-Skyrim myself. I think it was like God, when did it hit big? Like 2020, I think.
2020 or 2019, when drops happened around Christmas time. That's that Castilia one where he hit like 100,000. That was crazy.
Yep. That was the big one, and that was like, and then when the game died, I died.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh fuck, I've already had kids. I can't kill myself now. I've committed. So I gotta figure out how to make this work. And my channel didn't die, but it was just like you could definitely see the numbers. You could see how much influence Tarkov had on my channel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
so that's when I started to kind of fuck it. Like when it wipes, I play it, but then I quickly back off.
Yeah.
I quickly back off and get on to other stuff because I do love the game, but I'm not gonna no life it.
Right. And now, where did the inspiration come from to start doing the whole green screen thing and put yourself in these different games?
Oh, like Tim and Eric, Nakey Jakey type stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, like, yeah, just like them. Yeah.
Yeah.
I realized that you can just do funny shit with a green screen, and it's much easier to composite stuff than it is to just go out and get props and shit like that and just do it IRL. And it's more than anything, it was just a tool that I could utilize to make the video more about me and less about the game.
Yeah. Okay.
While not having to just do narration, you know? Because even in like what's a good example? Like Seth Scene Talk, I feel like if if I didn't have green screen stuff going on,
Yeah.
I would be very much like just a really shitty version of Seth Scene Talk. Like his videos are so fucking good and
Yeah.
everything. And I was like, I need just something to kind of like separate me from my other people. That's all what it is. There's just necessity to have my own strictly visual thing where it was like, this is a Sam video when
Yeah.
you fucking click on it. Yeah.
All right.
And what easier way of doing that than just having literally me walk onto the screen?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Like you can't sit there and impersonate a Tom Scott video. It's like that. There's only one fucking Tom Scott. But do you like that guy's videos, by the way?
I don't think I've ever seen any of his stuff.
Dude, some of the best goddamn videos I've ever seen.
Yeah.
They're so short too. Yeah, you'll just have like a 3-minute video.
Uh-huh.
It's just like little informative things.
Yeah.
And you'll go to watch Tom Scott and you'll be like, wow, is this guy like 21 or is this guy 55? I have no fucking clue. He's one of those people that's just like an unknowable age.
Yeah.
You're like, what the hell? Like, and then he's gonna be in the headlines at some point. He's like, Tom Scott dies of
80.
He's like 83 years old. Like, holy shit, that guy's ancient. I really have no clue how old he is.
Now, when it comes to your videos, how much of it is scripted versus just off the cuff for you?
Okay, so
Like, let's talk about like your some of your Tarkov videos. Whether it's the any.
those are a grab bag.
Yeah.
Those are. Okay, so I work in a very annoying little time schedule where like sometimes I just have to. I got the fucking podcast and stuff to do now, and I got like sometimes like 4 o'clock's rolling around. I'm like, shit, I got like less than an hour, and I would like to get this done so that tomorrow morning I can then turn around and just start editing.
Yeah.
And so I feel like my best ones are where I have just like bullet points.
Yeah.
And I just get up there and start riffing and then cut it all together into like something that's good.
Yeah.
I've realized once I script it out too much, I'm not good enough at writing.
Yeah.
I'm not the Coen brothers. I'm not making Big Lebowski level dialogue here. Like my writing sucks. So
it's just it's not natural.
It's not as fluid.
Yeah.
Yeah. My friend says I write exactly how I speak, but I can definitely tell the difference between my writing and my, like the ones that are, if I can click on a video, just by the way the intro is, I'm like, that was all written.
Yeah.
Or the ones that I think are the best, the ones that are the most natural and the funniest, they were just kind of like, you need to get from this point to this point, and then everything in between is just jazz. You just go for it. Yeah.
Okay. And now I think I saw a video clip or a segment where you were talking about how when you first started out, you and Abby lived in your mom's house upstairs, and you got your first paycheck from YouTube, and like what was that's not an easy thing to do. If you're trying to focus on this and make this your career.
Yeah, but back then it was easy because I was because once again these were the Skyrim days, baby.
Yeah.
I would what was my gimmick back then? I had a gimmick. Like my channel was very much hinged on a very slight edge, and that edge was I had a let's play for Skyrim that was like more than 100 episodes long, but you could click on episode 50 and it didn't matter that you hadn't seen the previous. This wasn't like I tried to make each episode like in and of itself. It was a standalone.
Yeah.
I definitely caught you up in the beginning, or I told you like what the premise was or whatever. It doesn't mean they were good, but at the time it was very usual to just be like Skyrim episode 75, and then it would be like dash, this is where we're going, and the video would start with the guy just like, oh my god, that last fight really tuckered me out, I'm fucking hurt, and you're just like, what the hell? I'm in the middle of I'm just in the middle of something,
Yeah.
And back then, you put a little intro on something. You put 2 seconds of effort into something, all of a sudden it's better than 99% of the shit out there. It's the same thing with Twitch right now. You just get a fucking face cam and one thing to talk about, and you are better than 99% of streamers out there.
Oh, man. Now, what was it like in that first paycheck from YouTube where you're like...
I'm buying a game with this.
Yeah.
That's what I said. I said, this is going right back into buying games. This is going into TF2 hats. This is what this is going into.
Yeah,
Yeah.
did you get to a point where you knew you could make it now? Or was it a certain point, or was just over time a bunch of videos hit and you could make this as your career?
Oh, I'm a very conservative guy when it comes to my finances.
Yeah,
So I very much was gauging it off of like my 12-month low.
yeah,
What was my lowest paycheck in the past 12 months?
yeah.
Can I survive off of that? And because I didn't want to be one of those people that's like, oh shit, I guess we're not eating this month, honey. Like, because I don't know if you guys know, but YouTube pays out like I'm a goddamn pensioner or something like that. Like I'm 85 years old on Social Security. We do every month we get a paycheck, once a month. That's why I started the podcast. I didn't have anything to say. I started that podcast so I could have a second paycheck, baby. Patreon closes out and they pay my ass on the 5th of the month. YouTube does it on the 20th or whatever. So that splits up. Daddy can buy shit at like halfway through the month now. That's why I started the podcast.
Oh God.
Yeah, basically. Actually, kind of funny now that some time has passed. When I went to go get my first house, this is right when I had moved out of my mom's place, and then we were renting, and then the lease was going up, and I was like, I knew it was going up in like a couple months or whatever, and I was like, I want to get a house because I want to have some kids, and I don't want them to have to go to the shitty schools I went to growing up. Should I dox myself a little bit?
No.
I went to this school that had barbed wire on a fence around the outside of it. It looks like a maximum security prison.
Oh my God.
And at first, like when I went there, I was like, wow, they really want to protect us. And now that I've gotten older, I realized that school has a really bad gang problem. And they were like, we'll keep them in there. It was like,
Holy shit.
it was like Escape from New York. I would get dropped in by helicopter every morning. A fucking K-bar in my mouth in a sack lunch. And my mom was like, I'll fucking, you start digging a tunnel at 2 p.m. and meet me outside the gates. That place was a fucking war zone. But I was like, I don't want my kids to go through that shit.
Yeah.
So I moved to like, where the nice schools are, but where the nice school zones are is always like starter home places.
Yeah.
So we ended up like, it just wasn't, I work from home.
Yeah.
It ended up not being enough space because I was just stuck in a little 1-car garage as my office, and I needed like green screen room and stuff.
Yeah.
So we ended up moving from there. And so the kids are now back into the psychopath school district, but they'll be all right. They'll be fine.
You survived.
Yeah. I'll give them a gun or something like that to bring to school. They'll be fine. We're in America, baby. For every offensive school shooter, there has to be a defensive school shooter, or else it's completely one-sided.
Oh my God. I don't think I've ever heard of that one before. That's good.
So anyways, we at the first place though, I had just quit the hot air balloon repairman job.
Yeah.
The adpocalypse was happening, and so like YouTube figures were down real bad, and what else was happening? There was some other tomfoolery, and I basically I put in all my financial stuff to the loan company.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, he's got 2 jobs, and okay, this is this is going good. The whole time I was sweating bullets because I was like, I hope they don't ask for the most recent pay stub because I quit the hot air balloon repairman job, and the futures for the ad market's looking rough. I don't know if you were around back then, but it was like 30%, like overnight, like 30% of your revenue just dropped off.
Oh wow.
Yeah, there was a lot of nerds jumping out their basement windows trying to kill themselves. Just landing in the sod. Oh, fuck.
We're getting stuck in the window.
Yeah, getting stuck. Yeah, trying to dive out the little basement window well.
Oh man.
Yeah, that was basically I lied to the lenders and got into our place. Yeah. I don't know where we started on that, but that's where we ended. I don't even know if the question answer pertained to the question at this point.
It was, how did you know you could do this, full time?
I didn't. No, I went into it going, holy shit. I don't think I can do this. I was very because I was very confident about doing it.
Yeah.
I was fine, and then the adpocalypse happened.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to say. Like, imagine if I had been like, I don't want to leak any names, but there's been some people around me that over the years that they'll have like very quick meteoric success.
Yeah.
And then they went out and bought like a $750,000 house.
Oh my God.
And the adpocalypse happened. And they were like, how the fuck am I going to pay for this? And I'm like, why did you buy that? Why did you buy that?
Yeah.
Your first check? You don't know if it's a fluke, you know?
Yeah.
So there's some people that are just kind of like dumb with it. You know, they just expect that line to keep going up.
Yeah.
But even in situations where I'm my most confident, the world tries to fuck me over, but I'm a goddamn cockroach. All right, you can't get rid of me, okay? I'm in the walls, you two. You can't get rid of me.
Oh man. So what's been, if you look back since you started, what's been your like high point? What are some of the moments where you're like, shit, I can't believe that happened. This video hit, or what have been some of the highlights for General Sam?
Oh, it's always the ones that like nobody gives a shit about. Those are my favorites. I did a great podcast with this guy Sephiroth Sword 57, and he's like this little. He's not little. He's a big fat Swedish guy that's like a anime enjoyer.
Yeah.
And he's like really into Japanese culture, and he's just. It was just a great podcast because it was like one long bit.
Yeah.
And it was but some people don't. I've gotten messages where some people go like, that's my favorite episode, and I've gotten messages where people go like, I had to skip this because it was like a Louis C.K. bit from his show where it was just like so uncomfortable for 48 fucking minutes. It was just, like the most uncomfortable podcast. And there's a moment where I just like pull out a gun and I'm like holding it. I'm like, what wins in a fight? Katana, Nippon steel folded 1,000 times, or this pistol. I hold up a gun. But I had like that podcast. I had a podcast with John McAfee.
Yeah.
That I don't even think it went over well. I don't think I did my best at all.
Yeah.
But John McAfee is so fucking weird that it was great.
Oh my God.
And I've never heard of someone being so unabashed about being a meth head. That guy's just like, I fucking love methamphetamines. Like the way he speaks like a fucking villain. Like he sounds like a villain the way he talks. Or the way he talked. God rest his soul.
Yes.
He died.
Yeah. Oh.
And then I also had this one's pretty recent. I still think it's like one of my more recent projects that I did that I liked was those videos that have been really popular recently? It's like GQ does them and a couple other places do them. Like it's like those weird little media conglomerates or whatever. They'll be like professional ex-convict bank heister guy rates bank heists in movies or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, or like I don't know, gay guy rates penises. I don't know. Like they'll just have those videos. Yeah, and I did one that was like chronic masturbator rates masturbation scenes in movies, and I just acted like I was like, wow, that's really good. An excellent job on that. And I don't know, I just shot it and I just did it full straight face, no laughing, nothing, and I thought it was funny as hell. I still think it's funny.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah, basically stuff like that. I got some other good ones in there. I think also like the ones where you're not necessarily proud of like the word, like I guess the video it's in, but there's just funny bits. Because I don't know if you've noticed, but my Tarkov videos, I'll have like a specific thing that I want to say in the first like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And then it's just like everything funny that's happened while I've been playing the game in between my last two videos. That's it. It has nothing to do with the beginning or whatever. And we just have some great like just I think legitimately some funny comedy bits between me and my friends that are just straight up hilarious that I still go back and watch.
Yeah.
So there's like segments of some of the Tarkov videos where I'm like, that is genuinely the funniest shit.
Yeah.
And also surrounding yourself with funny people is a huge plus.
Yeah.
If you find yourself not being funny, it's because the people around you are not funny.
Yeah. So blame the
I
other
think
people.
I think naturally everybody's a little bit funny, and if you find someone that's just stone cold ass serious, it's
Yeah.
like, dude, you need to surround yourself with some better people, man. You got a funny bone somewhere. You need to find it. All right, we need to find who clicks with you. You can't be curmudgeonly your whole fucking life.
And now, what has been some of the toughest things about trying to be a YouTuber?
Like slight invasions of privacy.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. I had like an old it was an old video where I used to do like mail time videos, which I've started doing again,
Yeah.
but I did them for like quite a while. And that was before I had like the same audience I have now. The audience back then was distilled. They were refined and just a very specific breed of fucking weird back then. I kind of miss those days, to be honest, because that was before I had any viral success. And so like now it's like the people that are subscribed are like, oh, he had that one video that one time that I liked.
Yeah.
And I'll check out his stuff every now and then, or I might never click on it again. But the people back then were like, I like Sam's videos. And they were very, and that gave me insight into how fucking weird these people are sometimes.
With the shit they sent you?
Well, not just that, but like in the beginning of one of these mail time videos, I had a Nerf gun and I like attack my wife with it when she comes home. And for like a split second, you see the color of my front door.
Oh.
And this like 13-year-old kid went through Google Maps Street View through every neighborhood in my town, which has a population of 240,000 people. It's not a huge city, but it's a sizable city.
Yeah.
He went through every goddamn subdivision till he found my house color with that color front door.
Oh, wow.
And he found my place. And he was like, he just sent me the address in a DM. And I was like, yeah, you found it. What do you want me to say? I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, you found it. And he was like, he acted like it was so impressive. He's like, dude, I tracked you down like the FBI. You must think I'm like some badass guy, right? And I'm like, no, you're like, you have to be like 12. Like no grown ass adult has that much time where they're going to sit there.
Oh.
Like Captain Autismo going through every goddamn street view in Tallahassee trying to find a door that looks the right hue of green.
Oh, God.
And the only reason, it was like, that's what made me just like when I moved, I kept my house under wraps, dude, because I showed the front door once at that rental property.
Yeah.
It was game over.
Holy
So
shit.
I always got these damn windows closed because I'm like freaked out. I don't want people seeing the outside of my house.
Yeah. Wow. Now with the mail, like speaking of the mail videos, what kind of stuff did you get then versus today? Weird ass shit or weirder now?
And now it's more like gimmicky stuff, like novelty items, where they're like, "Oh, iDubbbz got this in his mail video, so it'll be funny if Sam gets it this time."
Gotcha.
Or like sometimes like streamers, or like people send me like other streamers like merchandise.
It's
I
kind of
don't
weird.
want this shit. Yeah, I don't want, I don't want
They
this
think
garbage.
yeah.
But I'll get stuff like that. But this time around, I've gotten a lot of cool art.
Yeah.
A lot of cool art. Before, back in the day, there's some pretty egregious like biohazard issues that were sent to me. I had a line of socks that had my face on them, and someone took the socks and they put them in a shoebox, and then they jacked off on them for like months.
Oh my God.
And then sent in the box.
Oh.
Yeah.
So that's why those early videos or the second round of early videos you had the gloves going.
Yeah, gloves are now a very important aspect of
Holy
the mail time. Yeah.
People are
someone also sent in like a radioactive isotope, and like I'm sitting there like handling it like Marie Curie. I'm like, oh, what the fuck's this? And then this guy, and then I read the note. It's like, this is an incredibly radioactive isotope. I'm like, oh, my fingers burn.
Oh my God.
Fingernails are falling off and shit.
Holy shit.
My eyes are bleeding. No, apparently it was like not that radioactive. He's
Yeah.
like, it's cool. It's like I wouldn't sleep with it, in between your balls.
Oh my God.
I wouldn't poke it down your pee hole while you're sleeping for safekeeping, but it's cool to have something radioactive. And I was like, yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
why I'll buy a bushel of bananas. All right, they're slightly radioactive. I'm not gonna have a goddamn isotope in my house.
Oh my God. People are fucked up. Seriously. Oh
Yeah.
God.
And by the way, I don't think like USPS knew about the radioactive
No.
isotope
I can't imagine they did.
in the little box. It was the smallest little box. I was like, Jesus, dude.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's wild. Oh shit.
Yeah, but that basically this time around, no, everybody's been pretty cool.
Yeah.
I've gotten some stuff that's been questionable.
Yeah.
But in a good way. I've gotten some stuff in the mail.
All right.
Yeah.
There we go. So now, over the years, you've refined your editing skills. Is there anything that you really learned over the years that really took your editing skill from like a 70% level to 90%? Any tips along the way, or it's just trial and error?
You're only going to be as creative as, once again, the people around you.
Yeah.
So, I've been doing this, I've been doing collaborative stuff with people for a long time.
Yeah.
And I recently started a D&D show with, my podcast boys.
Yeah.
Poob and Brian. And then, one of my best friends, Bizzle Snaff.
Yeah.
He is like the main architect of the world and like the DM and stuff.
Yeah.
And the dude is like possibly one of the most creative guys I've met. Not only that, but he has what some people in this industry lack. And myself is like one of my greatest flaws. And that's like the ability to fucking pull the trigger.
Yeah.
Just let's do it.
He just launches it. That's it.
What fucking time are we doing this in?
Yeah.
Give me a time. And I go, okay, I will do it then. And we meet up and do it. But now, granted, little criticism. Sometimes triggers pulled a little bit early for my taste.
Yeah.
I like to mull things over. I like to plan things to the 9 before executing. But
Yeah.
I haven't had a partnership, so to speak, with a person that's challenged me as creatively to be as creative as Bizzle does.
Yeah.
Ever. And it's boy, that's a fucking fresh of breath air.
Well,
That's a whole fresh of breath air right there, fella.
well, he was a part of the crew that you guys went out and did like a hiking excursion or something like that,
yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah, he was the guy that I was like, if one of us gets our leg broken, he's the guy that's gonna carry us out. He's actually shredded. So
Yeah.
we were like, we need one person that's capable.
Yeah.
And then we ended up like making it like 3 miles or something like that. We gave up and ate mushrooms out in the woods.
Oh God.
Probably within eyesight of our fucking car. Like we weren't even that far out there. There was so much damn snow, dude. We were gonna die out there.
So,
But
where did the concept for the podcast come from? You created a second YouTube channel. You had the success. You have a successful YouTube channel already in the works.
Yeah.
Why the second one?
what
What was the logic, or was it because you were focused just on a podcast type or different style of content?
Yeah. I started it with the intent of like, hey, this could be like just like a one-man thing.
Yeah.
And then I realized that 1, I'm not funny enough, and 2, I don't have enough life experience to just like run a podcast by myself. And it also took a lot of like scripting and stuff, and it took a lot of like, I'm not a goddamn comedian, like a professional, I'm like a half-ass comedian.
Yeah.
If you could even consider me that. So I'm not like Tim Dillon, where I can just sit there and ramble for an hour and a half and it'd be hilarious. And so I was like, God, I need some people for this. I had planned on initially interviewing, which, don't get me wrong, you run an interview thing.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to like do the interview style.
Yeah.
I wanted it to be like riffing for the most part.
Right.
And this is great for interviewing 2 people, but if you're trying to just do like comedy stuff, if you're trying to make a conversation funny,
Yeah.
this is a little bit too intimate, I've realized.
Yeah.
Very quickly, a conversation that's two people gets very serious.
Yeah.
People all of a sudden start talking about, like, man, don't get me started on Reagan, you know, like,
We're not touching that.
don't even get me started on McNamara, you know, like, we don't get me started on Grover Cleveland, man. That guy fucking pisses me off. If we go back far enough into history, it ruffles less feathers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Teddy Roosevelt ruined this country. We're going back in time.
You're going back and people don't even know who those people are.
Yeah. McKinley, fuck that fat piece of shit. McKinley, you fucked this country up.
Oh God.
But three people, man, that really ties the thing together. Everybody's it's hard to get intimate and it's hard to get serious.
Yeah.
When there's three people, there's a different dynamic.
Now, how did you meet Poob and Brian? Where did they come into your life?
Oh, Brian's been he's been one of my best friends for forever.
Oh, no way.
I had a friend in high school named Logan, and we just met I don't know. Oh, we were in home ec class together.
Yeah.
And I forget what the fuck I was doing to this guy next to me, but I was pissing him off. I was fine, dude. I had this guy boiling for, just me being me. And,
Yeah.
And Logan thought it was hilarious. And so then we exchanged, that was the business cards back in the day. What's your gamer tag? Give me your gamer tag. And we played like Rainbow Six Vegas 2 or something together. Rainbow Six Vegas. And through him, I met Brian. They don't know each other in real life. Brian's Canadian.
Yeah.
And then from there, I was just like, I really like Brian.
Yeah.
And so we just hung out forever. It was weird for like a couple years, like probably 2 years. He was like a periphery character in my world.
Yeah.
That was like the most narcissistic thing I've ever said. He merely wandered into the main character's realm, and I let him stay for a short time. No, he was just like there in the group, and I just didn't really pay him much mind. And then all of a sudden, I realized how fucking funny he was, and then I was like, Logan, get out of here. I'm hanging out with Brian. I know you in real life. Fuck out of here. I'm talking to Brian. And so I've just been hanging out with him since like Xbox days.
Yeah. Oh, no way.
And then Poob, I remember the day I met him was me and Aqua FPS and Guacamole Jones, who was like an old Rust YouTuber guy who turned into a cop. And fight the power. Yeah. ACAB or whatever. So he's like a cop now, and there was like a bunch of other people. It was like all the big Rust guys now. This is when they were kind of smaller. We all had like a big village. It was Guac's village. He was like, all YouTuber people and all our audience, let's come together, make a large village in one server. And we were just having fun in there, and I looked up, and like up on the rafters was this guy completely naked, and his name was Poob. And he was like, this is Poob's perch. And he just stood up there for pretty much the remainder of the day. And I was like, all right, this guy's pretty cool. We'll keep him around. And he was just always like a funny little side character. Like whenever I went and played with like Aqua always hung out with him. And I was like, I had him as a guest on the show. Yeah. And he was so great, so easy to talk to and everything like that. And I was like, fuck it, dude. Let's just have you on like as a permanent. I was like, I'll just pay you every episode. And then I told him, I was like, this ain't like official. Like, I can fire you anytime, right? Like, I'm not doing any paperwork or nothing. But like, you're like a co-host. And so that's what did the podcast thing. Okay. And now it's like, it doesn't have any fucking direction. Like, I'm struggling with it, dude. Yeah. Like, I need to find like something.
But why do you need direction? You guys what is your how do you decide what you're going to talk about each week? Do you guys like throw some ideas down, or you just meet up and
No,
let it
that's honestly the only bit of direction I want. I don't want the show to go in one direction. I
Yeah.
just want us to have enough of an idea per episode that we have a direction to riff in.
Yeah.
You know, and it turns out that it's actually fucking annoying to do. It's like sit down and like come up with all this shit to talk about, and then like you sometimes you bring it out, and the people are like, nah, I don't feel like talking about that, and you go, oh fuck. All right, because we're talking about other stuff today.
Well, I saw one of your earlier episodes. You had your brother on. You guys were just, sitting across the table shooting the shit, and then that was neat to see. And then recently, your food, making him the Reddit's recipes.
I was supposed to be doing that today. Yeah.
God, you made him eat that spam shot of Jameson or whiskey or something.
Yeah, man.
That didn't look good.
What do I got over here? Hold on a second. All right, what we have here is the next episode that was supposed to be filmed today, but he had some excuse. What, his kids were sick? What, his kids puking all over the place? You can't come see your brother and eat a whole canned chicken that's pre-cooked? You can't just slide this out onto a plate and eat it with your brother? I also got some canned bread. I don't know, I thought that was funny. It's just a loaf of bread in a can. We got some wild burgundy snails, escargot, in a can.
It's like Tarkoffish.
Yeah. Haggis, canned haggis.
Oh my God.
And this one is, this is like cosmonaut food. That's what the Russians called astronauts.
Oh my God, you're gonna kill that poor brother.
And it's this is it's called Texas burger. It's a hamburger mushed up and put into like a toothpaste tube.
Ew.
And you squeeze it out into your mouth. Yeah.
What did your brother do to you?
Excited.
No, what did he do to you at a younger age till you want to, instill this grief on him?
Oh, well, I'm not instilling grief. I pay him.
Okay, just still.
It's a princely sum to eat these. A princely sum. The man's recently gone through a divorce. He's paying child support. He's struggling here, right?
Cheap labor.
He's renting my house. It's the starter house I was telling you about.
Yeah.
He lives there now, and he pays me rent, and then I make him eat garbage out of my house. Some might say there's a weird power dynamic there, but I don't see it.
If you look deep, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, but he wouldn't come over and eat this stuff, so now his rent has gone up substantially. And will continue to go up
Until he shows up.
he shows up. Yeah.
Oh God. Now, from a Twitch side of things, it looks like, it seems like Twitch, you treat it as sort of like a goldfish. It's there, you once in a while you remember to feed it and you hop on. When did you start going live?
Oh yeah, I tried to do like regular. Okay, so I guess like the dream is, and honestly, if you're a good business person, this is how you should do it. But you should stream, and then the best clips from your stream or whatever, like do a live version of the video you're gonna edit, and then take the footage that you streamed, send it off to an editor, or you edit yourself, and turn it into a video and put it on YouTube, and then repeat the process. And so you're making one series of content that you're then regurgitating into different platforms.
Yeah.
And I was like attempting to do that. And then I realized that like, one, it makes for a worse stream, and two, it makes for a worse video.
Yeah.
And so technically it's more efficient, but I also just feel kind of bad about like regurgitating stream content. Like if you go out of your way to go to my stream, you should get like a fresh batch of shit.
Yeah.
And if you go to my YouTube, you should get a fresh batch of shit. Now, sometimes I'll have like an insanely orchestrated stream where like some of those Tarkov drop streams where I'll like pre-do like commercials and like my own advertisements and stuff within the stream, or like little like pre-filmed bits.
Yeah.
And those I'm like, that was a fucking banging ass stream. Let's turn that into a video.
Yeah.
And the people seem to enjoy those. So like I'll do that. Or the mail time streams. Like some of those mail time videos, I'll be opening packages for 8 goddamn hours.
Oh my
and then
God.
I'll condense it down to like a short video, shortish 30 minutes, 8 hours of content and 30 minutes of highlights. Like, come on, that's like the best of the best. Doing stuff like that, I think is okay, but I'm not, honestly, we're all there to make people entertained or whatever. How you do it is, as long as you're doing it, that's all that matters. But personally, I just felt like I started a stream and that was my intent, was to stream, turn it into a video. And I realized it just made my videos kind of suck more. And so I stopped doing it as much.
Now, do you enjoy going on Twitch, or do you enjoy more just, creating your content, creating your podcasts?
Oh no, dude! Like an edited video is 100 times better than a stream. Are you kidding me? It's not even fucking close. It's like what would you rather? Well, okay. Here's the difference. It is honestly subjective. What would you rather do? Would you rather listen to an awesome album, or would you rather go see it live and it sound like dog shit, but you get to see the person?
Yeah. Yep. People have their preferences for that.
Yeah. I mean, of course, I would like to go see a stream, but like most of the time, I would like to see an edited video
because you're getting your best content. You're getting Sam's vision of what you want them to see.
Yeah, and not only that, but like, there's some, if it's like something where I want it to hit a certain way, I can refilm it if it's. You don't know how many times I've gotten to the editing board and I'm just like, oh, fuck. Like, that did not come off as good as it could have. And I've reshot stuff.
Yeah. And now, when it comes to those videos, are you storyboarding that out, or you just have a vague idea? You have, an idea of what you want to do? Like the Elder Ring video? Yes, for like, the gaming ones, like the Elder Ring ones, and where it's not so much doing the multiplayer piece of it, but just, your narrative.
Oh, no, like for... Okay, so I have 3 types of videos that I do. One is I have I like script out the whole goddamn thing from top to bottom. And those are usually mostly IRL stuff. Those are the cooking videos are not so much like scripted out, but there is very much like I know how it's going to play out.
Yeah.
The words that are said that's all, and that's in the moment.
Yeah.
But I know what's going to happen. I know how the video is going to be put together.
Yeah.
Unless like the fucking SWAT team busts in halfway through, nothing that goes on in that room is, going to be unpredictable. And then the most common one that I have is, this is going to sound really hackish, but this is exactly what it is I'm having fun playing a game with my friends.
Yeah.
That's it. And funny stuff's happening, and I record it.
Yeah.
Very important, by the way. I have replay buffer on. So like Shadow Play, how it records the last 5 minutes. Mm-hmm. OBS has the same thing. It's called replay buffer. It just records the last whatever, and when something funny happens, you hit it. Because there's nothing worse than being like, okay, I'm recording, now be funny. No, you need natural, even like, I don't know, like, it's anybody. It doesn't matter who it is. If you tell them, boom, you're being recorded, they're going to act different.
Right. Yep.
You just have, that's why our podcast, we just start recording, and then we just have a conversation wherever it naturally builds into a funny starting point. That's when we start.
Yeah.
But, most of my videos are just us having a fun time playing something. I get enough clips and I go, how do I shoehorn a narrative into this motherfucker? Because I got about 45 minutes of just banger funny moments.
Yeah.
And I don't want it to be called Hunt Showdown Funny Moment Video.
Right.
So we, usually we're, working on something. Like we'll just find like something in the game that's funny, and we'll be predominantly using that. And then I'll be like, that's the video.
Yeah. Okay.
And then the third type, this is the type that makes you the money. These come around once in a blue moon for me. Some people make them their bread and butter.
Yeah.
But it's when you come up with the title and the thumbnail before you even record the video. When you just go like, that's Reddit's worst recipes.
Yeah.
That was one of those where I was just like, who wouldn't click on that?
Right.
Who wouldn't? Who doesn't want to see the worst dog shit the internet has to offer in food form? Anybody would. And it's so easy to get more and more stuff because there's constant. The world's a never-ending stream of dumbasses being born.
Yeah.
And they're cooking stuff. They're trying out new shit. We're in horrible economic times. We're sliding into a recession. Inflation's up. Groceries cost 40% more. People are gonna start putting some weird ass sriracha on bananas and shit. Sorry. Oh my God, I ain't got no food left. All I have is canned snails and, and sand. What does this make? I don't know. And yeah, it's just like a never-ending stream.
Yeah.
You know, do I want to be a cooking channel? No, but I want to. You know, I mean, I'll definitely make a video on it if it's, you know, if it's just it's funny concept.
Right.
Of course.
Yeah.
Those are the ones that, like, honestly, if you want to make it, here's a little Linus tech tip for those starting out. Aspiring YouTuber, right? If you're an aspiring YouTuber, you can't look at like a channel like mine or a channel like Pestale's or a channel like any of the successful people you look at. You can't just look at what they're doing and emulate it, because one, what's the incentive to watch you over them? And two, they can afford to do it. I can afford to make dumbass shit sometimes because I have a built-in audience.
Right.
If you're starting out, you have to make a video that someone's going to search for. And that's why you need to have the Mr. Beast ideas, you know? Mr. Beast, people shit on that guy all the time. Those video ideas are awesome. I think everybody can agree they wish somebody else was making them, but the ideas
well, he's got the money to do whatever he wants. So
fucking
you can,
replace that guy with anybody and I would be happier. Like literally any other human fucking being. Just replace Mr. Beast with a homeless guy or something. Like it would be way better. That guy just drives me up the wall for some reason.
Oh, shit.
If you just replaced him with like a normal ass human being, those videos would be so awesome. But you know what would be great? Imagine Mr. Beast channel, but Mike Rowe from Dirty Jobs was the lead guy. Those would be tight
good.
videos. Yeah,
absolutely.
Mike Rowe's a cool guy.
He is.
And he can sing.
He can sing?
Yeah, he's an opera singer.
I did not know that. Holy crap.
Yeah, he was my celebrity crush.
he's your high school pass if it ever happens?
Yeah, I told Abby, I was like, if Mike Rowe ever comes into town, I'm fucking him, and you can't do nothing about it. I say, hey, Mike, come down to Tallahassee. I got a dirty job for you. It's a dirty job, but someone's got to do it. As I'm just spreading my ass. All right, hold on. I'm going to go get another Dr. Pepper. You will get the next most badass question ready. I'll be right back.
All right.
My body is a machine that turns aspartame into YouTube videos.
All right, let's try this one. Okay, let's start a war here. Who would you say is your nemesis in the content creation space, and what two characters are you from what movie or TV show?
Oh man, my
nemesis.
Start
a war. Yeah, who's your nemesis on this platform?
I can't say a nemesis. Honestly, okay, if you would have asked me like a year and a half ago, it would have been Aqua FPS for sure.
Yeah.
But
now why would you say he was your nemesis a year or so ago? What was the rift?
Okay, so me and like there was no beef. It was like a fake beef.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so do you remember you see what happened to Rooster Teeth with like there was like that guy Gavin Free from the Slow-Mo guys?
No,
he's like gotten in trouble recently because like there was someone at Rooster Teeth that was like I think they were trans or something, and they like called him or her a slur for a while or something, and Gavin explained it away as like he was like, I thought at the time that my impeccable moral fiber made those statements I was saying absurd. Like the person knew that it wasn't said with genuine, heartfelt hatred because he's inherently a good person.
Yeah.
Which that doesn't work.
No.
Right? No. I can call you the N-word because I'm not racist. It doesn't work.
No, you can't.
No, no.
That doesn't fly.
But we used to like riff that Aqua was like a serial killer and like this evil person because it's such a no-brainer that he is a great guy. You
Yeah.
watch him for 2 seconds and you're like, this dude wouldn't hurt a fly.
Yeah.
Like that was the joke, was like someone that's that much of a good person, that so docile too. Like I feel
Yeah.
like if you just like held a gun to his head, he'd be like, oh, come on, man. All right. Like, he's just so like laid back. And it was just funny to me to think like someone that laid back, like has to be like evil on the inside or something. Like you can't be that like just that good, you know?
Yeah.
So I just thought it would be funny if like we created like this like this guy, dude, I'm telling you, like there was a bunch of these like stories that would pop up in comments. Like I met Aqua FPS and he fucking punched me in the face and told me to fuck off. Like, there was like all these like fake stories being written and
Yeah.
stuff. Even like he spit in my face and told me to go fuck myself. And after a while he was like, okay, you need to stop that. Because he's like when you did it like the first like 2 or 3 times it's funny, but then like the parroting of the audience starts doing, he's like, now that's all I fucking hear. And rightfully so. He was like, this is kind of like damaging my brand.
Yeah.
Which his brand is just, he's just a normal ass guy.
Right.
And he's like, people are saying that I like kick homeless people down the stairs and shit. Which is not okay. And so, but I thought it would be funny, mutually beneficial, if we created an adversarial kind of, you know, like two fucking Tarkov tycoons.
Right. So like Pestily and Veritas. When they were, you know,
their
that's
empires built, you know, right next to each other, and he didn't really care for it how I was playing it. It's one of those jokes that fell flat, you know. And not only that, but there was the video, the Rat and Chad video. The inception of that very idea was in that video. I didn't realize how it had happened, but I watched the video again and I found the fucking moment because someone like commented like the very moment, and it was Aqua was like something about like, you play this game like fucking Peter Pettigrew from Harry Potter. It's like he's like this little rat man. And in that video, I think that's when I equated his play style to like a Chad, just reckless abandon.
Yeah.
And then mine is like, honestly, what I've boiled it down to is I've realized that I just don't have the reflexes. I don't have the physical capability to be better than the 14-year-olds. Yeah. And so what if I wait around a corner with a shotgun? Like, so what? You walk through the door, I shoot you. I mean, like,
that's the beauty of the game.
Thrown a grenade in. Yeah.
This is not the 1700s where you face off one another.
Yeah.
No.
You didn't anticipate that I would sit there quietly for 17 minutes waiting for you to exit? Should have thought about that, dumbass. What do you mean that's not fun? It's not fun. Even from my perspective, it's not fun. But I know you're having less fun than me, which means it's better in my end.
You win. You know, end of the day. Mm-hmm. And now, speaking of Tarkov, how did you find the game? Like, what was your path to Tarkov?
That's it might have been. I have a friend, Muscle Bus, that he's a Norwegian guy.
Yeah.
And he's into like those the dork games. The guys, they act like they're the badasses of the world, but all those mil sim games.
Yeah.
To the rest of the world, you're fucking nerds. All right. The people that play fucking what are those like God, what's the name of that like jet game that people play in VR? I forget the name of it, but
not DCS. There's something DCS or something like that, or VTOL.
Flying around.
Yeah.
Flying around little fucking jets and playing truck driver sim and
with the $800 controller.
Yeah, Foxhole, all those like Hell Let Loose, like the slow crawl milsim games. I think they're fun because of how serious everybody else takes them.
Yeah,
but he got me into like Tarkov.
Okay, and
he was like, look, it's got like actually, isn't this fun? There's 48 different 9mm variants, and some of them feed into magazines and some don't. And it doesn't tell you until you get into the game. Wow, Muscle, you're right. This is fun. This is the most fun I've ever had in my life. When I put my mag in the gun, it says, hey, you're fucked. You put the wrong shit in there. This is so much fun.
So now, so you fired it up. You started playing it. When did you get hooked, and what was the hook it had on you?
Oh, honestly, it was the. I think the best thing to ever happen to Tarkov was not VoIP.
Yeah.
It was the Hideout update.
Yeah.
The purpose, the reason you entered the game was not to like just get weapons and armor and get back out.
Yeah.
Like you had other stuff to get, because then that means you could technically win without having violence at all.
Right.
That really like diversified play styles.
Yeah.
That diversified like players' intent when they went in.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like it changed. That really just like opened the game up.
Okay.
And I'm kind of waiting for like, have you played Marauders?
Yep. That has
Yeah,
potential.
Marauders, it's a good game, dude, and it has a great loop right now, but it needs like that moment for it. It needs like the Hideout equivalent. It needs like a reason to go out other than just snatching other people's helmets and going back to your ship.
Right. Yeah.
You know, but it's a good game right now. But,
Yeah, I think that has great potential, and the whole space aspect of it, or the ships, using ships to hijack other people. That's a neat twist, and I think that has a lot of, it could be a really good thing coming, when that thing gets further along the line for development.
yeah. Have you played Dark and Darker?
I have not.
Oh, that's a game.
Is it?
That's a fucking game. That game will put hair on your chest.
Is it like a dungeon slasher though, or is it?
Yeah, it's Tarkov, but you're just four dipshits with swords and shit. Like imagine going out into like a little dungeon like Tarkov. Like
Yeah.
You go out, you pick your little helmet and your shield, and you just go out into a dungeon, and there's, like 10,
no
15
way.
other people that have the same thing, and you're dungeon crawling. It's great.
That's a neat concept.
It's almost like more fun because it's not like a line of sight thing. Like
Right.
Tarkov, someone can get you from like a mile away.
Yeah.
In this game, you'll just be looking at someone that's 12 feet away from you, going like, ah, and you can kind of like run from them and stuff. It's a lot goofier, because everything's melee except for little wizards and stuff.
Yeah.
But
Now-
they're dorks. We kill wizards on sight. Me and my friends, we massacre wizards.
Oh man! Now, from a Tarkov standpoint, when did you find out you were getting your streamer item? What's the story behind that?
I asked for a goddamn Daniel Boone hat that was made out of like a rat pelt.
Yeah.
They gave me a fucking sody pop. All right. I was not consulted. I wasn't asked.
It's not
They
a
just
diet
gave it to
soda.
me.
There's no aspartame in that in General Samson.
I don't. I think it does say diet in the description. I don't know. I know Fair TX did the artwork for it, so that's great.
Oh, no way.
I like Fair TX. Yeah.
Oh, that's
But
cool.
that guy, dude, that guy's got some editing chops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now, speaking of editing, like, do you edit all of your own videos except for the podcast video?
Yeah, the podcast is edited. By my friend Stalt.
Yeah.
And then what I'll do is, in the event that I do stream something and I want it to turn into a video and I'm crunched for time, what I'll do is I'll send off the clips from stream to an editor friend I have. Shiro is one of them that I used. And he'll cut it down, and then I'll still make like an introduction or like some sort of narrative piece to go with it or something.
You'll do your thing to your spin or whatnot.
And I'll usually open up whatever he edits and add some stuff to it. But for the most part, like if I use an editor, it's to like cut out that fucking annoying day of sitting down and having 5 hours of shit to go through and find the funny.
Right.
I just find someone they're the funny maker.
Yeah.
Because editing, I don't know if you guys have edited before, but I have fun shooting the video. I love shooting the video. IRL videos, I love shooting. Gaming videos, obviously, you get to play games. That's the best part.
Absolutely.
But then there's like sometimes there's that moment where I have to open up the project file. And that first pass through is the most grueling dog shit I have ever gone through in my life. Where you're just like going through and getting the funny and cutting out the garbage. But then the second pass, once you have the cream that rises to the top, that's all you have on that storyboard is funny.
Mm-hmm.
then that's where the funny, like the fun editing comes in,
Yeah.
where you start doing weird cuts and like grouping together things that are thematically
Yeah.
similar, and you can have like a section or whatever. I don't know. I love that part.
Yeah.
Like structuring a video is awesome, but just getting your raw footage
Slicing
out
it up and yeah.
oh, that fucking sucks. Yeah, I hate it.
Now looking back, is there anything what would you have done differently if you had a, is there a certain point where you like, oh, I should have done this. I should have zigged instead of zagged.
Yeah, there. Yeah, if you fucking open up a video you've made in the past and go, damn, this is perfect all the way through, then you're a goddamn psychopath, right? You should always be insanely critical of your videos. Like, I open up any video of my own and I go, oh, no. I could have done that so much better. Like, if you're not tearing apart your own product, then you're an idiot and you're becoming complacent.
Yeah. And now, looking back on all your videos, is there are there some videos where you're like, fuck, this is an awesome video. This is going to explode. And it just does nowhere near the numbers you expect. But then there's this one that you slap together and it just explodes.
Yeah, that's
you too.
That was me during the Skyrim days.
Yeah.
Especially like it finally, not that long ago, I think I finally like privated. Okay, so here's the thing is, YouTube is a constant, like it's a constant monitor of your channel.
Yeah.
And so if you have a video that does well and then you remove it, it pops up and it goes, oh, Sam got, if it has 1 million views on it, Sam got negative 1 million views for this day.
Oh shit.
And it literally just like pistol whips your channel in the algorithm.
Oh wow.
The algorithm goes, wow, negative 1 million people like this guy today? That's not a lot of people. This guy all of a sudden is really unpopular. So in times of extreme success is when I then go into the backlog and I go, I can afford to cut out some of the garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I still get DMs from people where they're like, hey, dude, this video, I mean, this thing's from like 2015 and you were saying some shit in here that ain't okay today.
No way.
And I go, okay, I got a video that's banging right now. I can afford to lose this one and I'll get rid of them. And sometimes those hurt because it's like a great video.
Yeah.
But, we were stupid and ignorant back then and we'd say some weird shit.
Yeah.
So you have to remove it and you go, damn.
Oh, yeah.
Goodbye, great video. Great video with a dark spot in it.
Yeah. Oh, shit. I mean, yeah, I didn't even think about things like that. And now, TwitchCon, was this past TwitchCon your first one, or have you gone to other ones in the past?
No, I've never been to TwitchCon. And let me tell you something. As an event, TwitchCon fucking sucks, dude. Like, you are not going there for the convention by any means.
Yeah.
That shit is 100% a business. Like, it's a convention that is modeled to be predatory on new streamers, on streamers starting out, because Twitch knows that the average like turnaround, or I guess what turnover rate or whatever for streamers is like 90 days. Like most people stream for 90 days and then give up
Oh, wow.
because they don't get any success.
Right.
So TwitchCon is just like trying to get people to stream more and trying to get them hooked.
Yeah.
And trying to like get them invested and trying to get them success so that Twitch can be successful in turn. But so it's very like, you need to buy this and you need to buy that and this is how you, like the seminars and stuff they had were like, this is how you talk to your chat if you have 4 viewers. Like it's that kind of shit, and how to maintain a healthy community.
Yeah.
And how to moderate a chat. And by the way, I have like 1 mod and it's just some random ass guy.
No way, really?
Yeah, I think his name's Shaka Sean, and I was just like, I don't know, his name's funny, I'll make a mod. And he kept showing up, and if someone does something crazy, he's like, all right, I guess I'll fucking do it.
And what about your Discord? Is that the same way? It's just sort of like Wild West, or?
Discord's a goddamn nightmare,
Is
right?
it?
That place is fucking horrible.
Hang on, it's your Discord.
No, it's not my okay, I started it,
Yeah.
and then I like walked away from it for a little while. And so this is how my Discord works. I started it and I was like, hey, we'll make all these little rooms and everything. We'll have all these little communities.
Yeah.
And then like the problem is it's populated by fucking the worst the internet has to offer. These are people that are choosing to socialize exclusively on the internet, and they're like, I'm gonna seize power. Like they see every person in my Discord is just they're like Peter Baelish from Game of Thrones. They're like, chaos is a ladder. We're gonna climb our way up. A bunch of like social climber, like corporate psychopaths, where they're focused on Discord.
Yeah.
And so me and my friends, we used to have like a little private room up there, and we were hanging out up there. There was a day when I used to do like cinema night, and we would watch a movie, and we'd stream the movie to Discord. Incredibly illegal. We did it anyways. We don't give a fuck. It's goddamn Wild West in my Discord, you know. So what? We stream Kurosawa films to like 100 people in Discord. I don't give a fuck. We'd watch some movies, and we'd all sit there and you know,
just shoot the shit.
Conceited douchebags would be like, yes, that was a good movie. I like the coloring or the framing or whatever. We would act like we were film snob. And then there would be like different, you know, little things that we'd do. There was like a musician chat and everything. There was art chat.
Yeah.
And it was a very cool community. And then like there was a lot of fighting amongst people. And I kind of like got disenchanted with the whole thing. So I was like, I'm going to just hang out with my friends up here in this little private room. And I would just get in there and get into the private room, and I wouldn't look at like the text channels, and I wouldn't look at like the little chats for like the private chats that people had made for their groups. And all of a sudden I'm getting like emails and stuff. People are like, there's like a circle of Nazis in your Discord.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, what the? And these people are like pointing the finger at me like, you've done this. You've cultivated the Nazi group. I'm like, dude, it's a free Discord. Like, I just made it, and then I walked away for 8 months, and they moved in. You know, like
squatters have moved in.
Yeah, squatters have moved in. I was explaining this exact same thing to someone else, like not even a week ago. But I was like, imagine you're like a builder and you make a house, and then like those goddamn Seventh-day Adventists move in and have the Waco massacre there, and then they come after you and go, you built the house where those people killed all those kids. I didn't kill the kids. I just built the house. Like, I started the Discord. I didn't go in there and moderate each person. You know, there's like 40,000 people in there, and now it's like, it's grown to the point where you go in there and just ask a random person in voice chat, be like, hey, do you know General Sam? They'll be like, who? Like, my name's on the goddamn Discord title. It's called General Sam's Discord. Half those people don't even know who the fuck I am. It's its own thing now.
Yeah.
I'll type in general chat, and then people will be like, why is your name red? Because I own the fucking place. That's why it's my castle you're sleeping in, motherfucker.
Oh, God.
Ask him why my goddamn name's red.
Oh, shit. Oh yeah, we got off track there with TwitchCon. So what was, when you going out to TwitchCon, the highlight just hanging out with your boys in real life then, essentially?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, in California too. So like lots and lots of substances that are not regulated. Yeah, great times. Honestly, a lot of fun, a lot of cool people.
Yeah.
And what was really cool was, you're a dad or whatever, right? How old are your kids?
I've got 22, 19, and 13.
Oh shit! Okay, so your kids are at the age where they're like, I don't fucking care about this guy anymore.
Nope, not anymore.
You're not cool. You're not cool anymore.
Nope. But coming home with gifts, is that the?
No. Like, it was just kind of nice to like be able to just walk out my goddamn Airbnb and go.
Yeah.
That nobody talks about that, but as a parent, like I can't. If I just wanted Whataburger right now, I can't just get up, walk out that fucking door and get in my car and go.
Nope.
Because I got the little humans up there sleeping.
Yep.
And it's it is something you have to factor in. And so it was very freeing being in San Diego where they have you ever seen limes and birds? They're like those little electric scooters. Mm-hmm. Dude, we had a parking spot right next to the Airbnb. Oh. And then at the other corner across the street was a bodega, a liquor store.
Oh shit.
And so, dude, it was constant. If we weren't drinking at the Airbnb and partying, we were getting on those limes drunk as shit and riding through the city like madmen. The amount of lime rides we had when we shouldn't have had, it was just... man. We were like a gang, dude. It was like it was like goddamn Lords of Dogtown, dude. It would be like 2 a.m. We're riding the streets in those limes, dude. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
Now, who did you meet? Anybody for the first time that you haven't met, and you're like, wow, okay, that was cool to meet that person. Like, somebody you've had playing with for years or anything like that.
I met Charborg.
Yeah,
I don't know if do you know who Charborg
I
is?
don't.
Oh, dude, you want to see some videos?
Yeah,
Okay, if you want to, what's cool is like, I feel like Charborg and Bed Banana are like your favorite YouTuber's favorite YouTuber.
Oh,
You know what I
okay,
mean?
yeah.
Like they're the ones that
got you
Charborg-
into YouTube.
Yeah. Okay, I'm not gonna say it now, but there was a time when I was frustrated with Charborg. I was like, get off your ass, you lazy motherfucker. Like you make a video once every 6 months. Like, what are you doing? Like
Yeah.
you have lightning in a bottle here. Your mind's perfect for this. Use it. And because there's nothing worse than just squandered potential.
Yeah,
And but now he does like streaming, and then he has like an editor that he is making him edit in a very Charborgian way.
Yeah.
But Charborg's videos that he works on, that he edits, I always love when people edit in a way that I would never edit,
yeah.
because I would never think of it. You know what I mean?
It's just
And he does stuff like that. And so meeting him in person was awesome.
Yeah.
Because we also clicked like that. It was perfect.
oh, cool.
And because there's nothing worse than wanting to like someone and you meet and you realize we do not vibe at
Yeah.
all. Have you ever met someone like that and you're like,
Uh-huh.
oh my God, we're nothing alike.
Yeah,
But actually, now that I think about it, me and Charborg are nothing alike, but we do click.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But there are some people where it's just like you're not on the same wavelength.
yeah.
And me and him definitely are, which is cool.
Yeah, I had a buddy who played for the Lakers, and it was back when Shaq and Kobe and Phil Jackson. Well, my buddy's kind of like a, free spirit, hippie guy. He thought he was going to mesh so well with Phil Jackson. No, not one bit. They were
Not
like,
at all?
nope, oil and fire. Or water and oil. It was like, oh, shit. So, yeah, so I know what you...
I was
yeah.
going to say oil and fire is an
Yeah, I
explosive
know.
combo. Yeah. Wow, they
Water
fucked
and
in the
oil.
locker room at first sight. I thought we'd be friends. We ended up being fiery sexual partners.
Oh, shit.
They couldn't keep us apart. I didn't even speak to him. I didn't even know his fucking last name.
Oh, God.
Yeah, no. I would say there's a streamer for Marauders, and he also streams Tarkov. His name's Lettuce Sucks.
Yeah.
Lettuce. By the way, not to hurt your feelings, Lettuce, I didn't know you were a streamer. And he fucking shows up with he was hanging out with Poob and Omid.
Yeah.
And Devin, ex-Full Camper.
Yeah.
And they were all hanging out, and he was just like this cool guy, and I was like, who the fuck is this guy? And we just hung out several nights while at TwitchCon.
Yeah.
And I got back and I was like, this guy's a streamer. He does what I do for a living. And now, like, I have his goddamn phone number in my phone. Like, we text and everything. Yeah,
Oh,
so
that's
that one was
cool.
cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
man. So would you go back again in a couple of years or next year?
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think not only is it important for you as a person
Yeah.
to go actually socialize and meet these people, but it is also, wow, did you hear that?
That was fine.
Yeah.
I
What
did.
that noise? I think it was one of these guys.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It was her, actually.
But it's also like, I think it's good networking.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's which is an important part of the job. I've become very insulated within my little group
Yeah.
because we're working on so many projects together. Like the D&D thing, like we're constantly scheming on stuff and how to make it, because we do everything. We do the music, we do the art, we do the every
Oh,
bit
you do
of
the
it.
music too?
We do all of it.
Oh, that's cool.
None of it is done. We do all the editing.
Yeah.
We do all the art, all the animation. We've each gotten a goddamn MIDI keyboard. We've each gotten After Effects. We've each gotten like FL Studio, and then I've started doing like pixel art and stuff like
Oh,
that.
shit.
Like we are just doing as wild as possible.
Yeah.
Like what is at first the theme of it was going to be. Do you remember that movie Superbad?
Yep.
When they find what's the fat kid's name again?
Nah,
I forget-
Josh.
Yeah, I forget his name.
Yeah.
But anyways, he has in like 7th grade, they find his lunchbox full of dick drawings on college ruled paper. And I was like, that's what I want the style to be. It's
Yeah.
just like sketched on college ruled paper.
Yeah.
Like everything is just like from a kid's notebook
Yeah.
type look, but in a D&D show. And then it evolved to just basically like, what if everything's just handmade in like the worst way possible, in the most mixed media way possible? Like some of it's live action, some
Like
of
sloppy
it's drawn.
South Park.
Yes, just like like everything. Paper craft. That's a good idea. We're talking about doing like a paper craft thing.
Yeah.
And that's mostly what I've been doing recently, and it's been so like creatively exhausting. I haven't like looked up and realized I have not talked to some of these people that are in my social circle in so fucking long because I've been busy like working.
Yeah.
You know? And I'm like, God damn, dude, I need to like, so every event that I can go to, I'm going to go to.
Oh, good.
Yeah, as long as, you know, I call around and see my friends are going to it, because I don't want to be stuck at TwitchCon actually going to the panels.
You'll be up on a panel.
Horrific. Yeah, that'd be horrible.
You'll be doing a Twitch Rivals with Fortnite kids or something.
Yeah, like, none of my friends went to this one. I wish I would have gone to TwitchCon Amsterdam, though. Amsterdam sounds dope.
Yeah. That sounds like a lot of people had fun over there.
Yeah.
So now, when you're not making videos, you know, what's the Sam like to do?
This is it.
That's it.
This is the day job and the fun and the passion.
Any shows you and Abby watch? Any movies or anything like that? You know,
dude, I haven't. I got a whole ass like. I don't know if I can even show it. I would have to move my camera and everything. I got like I set up like a whole like living room lounge swag pad area with a big ass TV. I got like a sound bar and everything, and I got a bunch of Blu-rays, and I have because I love movies.
Yeah.
And but I feel like I'm so busy creating media that I don't have any time to ingest it.
Yeah.
And my friend Brian was making fun of me because I was like, dude, I like sat down and binged watched some Better Call Saul.
Yeah.
Because I'd never like finished Breaking Bad, but I'd heard Better Call Saul was good, so I started watching that. And I, in my eyes, I'd watched the shit out of it. And he was like almost wrapping up the show. He's like, "Where are you?" I'm like, "I'm still on episode 3." Like, he's like, "Episode 3? That you told me you started watching it a month ago." I was like, "I found 3 hours in a month. I'm sorry. That's what I got." All right. There's a long ass episodes. And by the way, while I'm watching it, I'm still drawing stuff for D&D. Like I'm not.
You're not disconnecting. You're still.
No. Yeah, I'm still like in it. Yeah. I'm just a goddamn whirling dervish of. I don't know if I'm just like constantly working because I need to find a work-life balance, but
But what I found
I'm never like grinding, if that makes sense.
Well, no,
I'm never hating it.
Yeah, what I found is all the people who've come on, you know, a lot of them are the same mentality. It's a passion you have. It's not you don't look at it as a job, even though it's consuming a lot of your time. It's just something you enjoy.
Yeah. Now, part of it, I'm not gonna lie, is that I've diversified the content that I've made so much.
Yeah.
So there is some stuff that's highly orchestrated, and those would be like YouTube videos.
Yeah.
And those take a long time to make. And then there's some stuff that is what I would consider garbage.
Yeah.
No offense. And that's like me talking with my friends for 2.5 hours, and then it's cut down into a podcast. And I'm like, you know, how much? Because I feel like the work, the actual work, is the edit.
Yeah.
This, I don't consider work. I think we're just having a pleasant conversation.
Right.
Now, for the viewer, they'll be like, "Oh, that's great" and everything, but I don't consider this work. I'm just like being a goddamn human being right now.
Right, having a conversation. Yes.
Yeah. And so I split my time up by doing podcasts like this.
Yeah.
This is, I think, fun. But if I did this all day, I would get burnt out.
Right.
But I do this, then I do editing.
Yep.
And then I do like artsy stuff where I'm like, you know, I'm doing like a live action paper doll.
Yeah.
So I have like little boots that I put on my fingers, and I'm like walking them in front of a green screen.
Yeah.
And I'm like trying to make all this different shit for this D&D thing. Oh, you see this fucking hot babe right here?
I do.
This GIF?
Yep.
Yeah, it's going to be my D&D character, but imagine complete mixed media of the legs are going to be my fingers with boots, and then the body's going to be like drawn, and then maybe like a pixel art cape or something.
Yeah.
I'm gonna figure out a way to do it. But like that stuff's so very different from other stuff. Now
Yeah.
here's where we're gonna get dark.
Okay.
We're gonna dive into the psyche of someone like Pestily.
Yeah.
How does he not get burnt out streaming every goddamn day?
But he's doing IRL stuff now with his neighbor, and he's filming himself doing the chairs, jumping out of an airplane, being water skied in a streamer chair.
Okay, rewind
Yeah.
8 months ago before you did any of that.
Yeah.
How close was that guy, do you think, to like stuffing a pistol in his mouth? There's no way he could sit there and stream that much. Like those people that just sit down and go like, I'm streaming like all day, and then they send off their stuff to editors. Like you're dedicating so much a percentage of your time to doing the same thing.
Yeah.
It's like at some point, no offense to the people that do that. Like I just am not built that way. I would almost rather be like an assembly line guy at a Ford factory that's just putting the same bolt on a car.
Yeah.
For 8 hours a day.
Well,
like
that's what I don't. That's where I think a lot of the people who are stuck maining a game. It's got to be so hard, especially when the game takes a downturn, or you get tired of playing the game. You have no outlet.
yeah.
That's the scary part for I think a lot of people who've left whatever career they have and they're trying to make a go at this.
Yeah. That's why you don't, I guess, make your career a game.
Yeah.
I think Pestily's realized that too. That's why he's doing the IRL stuff.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of people have branched out to do IRL stuff. You've got like Red Ops going golfing. You've got other people just doing outside stuff, which is good for, I'm sure, from a mental health standpoint too.
And it's cool to just see the Twitch people trying to interact with normal people in public. Yeah. It's like you get to see what the animal sees in a zoo, from the camera view. All these like normal people, like, what the fuck? This guy's got a backpack with a camera and everything on it. What the hell? He's like IRL streaming. This is very strange. I've always wanted to do like a fishing stream.
Yeah.
Where I go get like a full rig and we just go on a fishing boat, have it all set up with cameras and mics.
Yeah.
And we go, I know nothing about fishing. I don't fish. I think it would be cool to, you know what we should do? We should go up to the vast northern Canadian iciness and we should go ice fishing and do a stream up there. Is there any internet up there?
Satellite. Yes. We could bring up a satellite phone and it'd be cold, man. 6 feet of ice.
That's why they make blankets. We go out there with a Swiss Army knife, cut a little hole in the ice.
Yeah,
That seems like riveting for like 5 minutes. We'd probably have a quick turnover of people going in and out of the stream.
Clearly.
But admit it, you have never gotten on Twitch and just been like, oh, I guess these guys are ice fishing. And it's just just a streamed view of like two guys sitting around a hole. Yeah. And just nothing, no buildings in sight, just out in the middle of the goddamn ice.
Yeah, they took their like little Chevette car out, drove it onto the ice, and
You see spiderweb cracks from the camera going towards the guys.
Well, Sam, thank you so much for doing this, dude.
We're not done yet.
Okay.
We end it when we're going another 48 minutes.
Dude,
No,
let's go.
I have nothing. I got nothing else.
But before you go though, I at the end of the stream, I ask people, or a pod, I ask people to call out somebody in your circle who you think has a good story that should come on.
Should come on this show?
Should come on the podcast and share their story.
Have you had Sturdecki on?
No, I have not.
No, that guy's he's got kind of a funny. You have to pry into it.
Okay, all right, I'll dig into it.
From what I gather, I don't know him really well. I've tried to get close to him. He's prickly, dude. He's hard to get a read on.
I need you to suggest somebody that you have this connection to. That hey, Sam called you out. You got to come on the pod. I can't go after a stranger.
That, but I know he's not a complete stranger.
Okay,
I've met him in person. I've played with him several times.
All right,
he's just a goddamn enigma.
Oh,
and that's why it's important for you to do a deep dive.
Try to get the blood out of the stone.
Yeah, I get the feeling he was like born in a cult or something and then like escaped it. Now he lives in like Mexico City.
Oh shit!
Because he's like, you don't have to be very successful on Twitch to live in Mexico, So
there's a backstory.
Yeah, there's a backstory. Yeah.
Absolutely.
He's got some shit going on, and he's pretty cool because like what's funny is he's one of those guys that just goes all in on like the worst ideas. No offense, Tarduck, if you're watching this, I think it's hilarious and I love you. You do you, but like a game will come out like Star Wars Squadrons,
Yeah.
just based off the title. I know that ain't gonna go fucking nowhere. Like
Yeah.
that's a game that people are gonna play for like 12 hours and then never play again. And when that came out, the dude made a cardboard like TIE fighter in his living room. And he with a full ass outfit, and he streamed from the inside of this cardboard spaceship that he made around his desk.
Oh my god!
And then like Marauders was like doing some big event, and
he
made like
a box or something.
Yeah,
yes, I saw that.
Like a
escape
he made
pod
like
or
a
something.
tube. Yeah, a pod. Yeah, and there was some other one that he did too. Where I remember there was a game called Lost Oasis.
Yeah,
Last Oasis. That was people played it for like 12 minutes. Like there was no, like, it was not. He went all in on it and was just a one-man clan.
Oh my god!
And like he was like, I have 1,000 hours in this game. I'm like, you're the only person on. Like there's nobody else on. He finds things to sweat on and just goes all in. And I'm like, what the fuck, dude?
Shit.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, we'll get him on. Oh, two things. So where did General Sam come from? What, why General Sam?
You remember Age of Empires?
Yeah.
Remember that game?
Yeah.
Well, you could name your guy, your like campaign or whatever.
Yeah.
And me and my dad would play against each other. And so my name was General Sam because I was like, man, what's the name of the guy that leads the army?
It's the general.
It's the general, yeah. And I thought that was such a cool name. And then like my video started taking off, and I was like, that's the dumbest fucking name. Why'd it have to be something I made when I was like 8 years old? Why couldn't it have been something cool?
Now, did you ever beat your dad at Age of Empires, or?
No, he's a fucking adult. He has like normal like. He knows that you can't run a military without some goddamn corn and shit to feed him. And I would be like, I have 48 horsemen, and it's a bigger army than you'll ever have. My dad's like, yeah, but I have like an economy.
Exactly.
I have like trade and stuff. Yeah. Like it's not. I don't have like an entire civilization based off of horsemen.
Horses,
yeah.
Oh man! Oh,
the war of attrition always wins.
Yep.
It's like when it comes down to that first blow, it's whoever has more farms in those games.
Absolutely. Yeah. All right, and what are some of Sam's favorite movies? Before I let you go.
Oh, they're real cliche picks too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of Pulp Fictions, a lot of Big Lebowskis.
Yeah.
It's
Did you ever
the
see
normie
Snatch?
pick. Snatch?
Yeah, Brad Pitt.
Yeah, dude. Snatch, Lock, Stock, Two Smoking Barrels, Rock and Roll. All those are great. Yeah, those are great movies. Have you seen that picture of Guy Ritchie leaving the hotel with Madonna when he was married to her?
No.
Or he was dating her, and she has this bitch is crazy. She has a plastic bag in her hand.
Yeah.
And inside the plastic bag, it's completely see-through, and inside of it is a strap-on dildo.
Oh my god.
And I'm like, okay, first of all, this isn't some boy toy. This guy's a goddamn acclaimed director at this point. And I know you switch the bag out. When you leave a sex shop, they give you a black bag. All right, it's the same bags they use at liquor stores.
Yeah.
They don't. Yeah, she went out of her way to go get a clear, like pharmacy bag.
That's for child custody after she divorced him, I'm sure.
Yeah. And so she's just walking out, and she has it so like I'm showing it off, like this is the strap on, and Guy Ritchie's just like fuck. Oh, fuck.
Oh, yeah. But back to Snatch Show. That's probably my favorite from the soundtrack, the way it was shot. It was just such a so many good lines.
That intro sequence and everything's classic.
One shot.
I recently stole that intro sequence for something.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, but the whole heist and everything with Benicio del Toro. Yeah, I love that movie because dialogue and everything's spot on.
Yeah,
I love like the interwoven
4 or 5 stories all looped together.
Yeah,
and
that very Tarantino-esque kind of storytelling.
The 3 guys, the black guys, just like who's the driver and he can't drive. It's like
yeah, he can't drive at all. He's just a big fat guy.
Yeah,
got like some 500-pound dude.
Squatting this little Jetta.
Driver. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Some great
lines. That movie's great. I recently watched Being John Malkovich, which I thought was pretty damn good.
Yeah.
In fact, actually, what movie did I rewatch that I was just absolutely loving? And now I can't think of it. God damn. It was just like, it was like a banger. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to give that another go.
Yeah.
And I watched it a second time. And it was equally good. It was like one of those movies from when I was a kid.
Not
And now
Jim
I can't
Cotter.
remember- No, it was not Jim Cotter. Oh, it was Blade Runner, the first Blade Runner.
With Harrison Ford. That
Yeah,
one?
Harrison Ford. Yeah, I watched that. And then I watched it like again, like 6 months later.
Yeah.
It fucking bangs, dude. I love that movie.
Okay.
And then Blade Runner 2049, I've just been kind of like watching that in segments.
Yeah.
I love those movies, dude. Those movies rock.
Yeah.
People shit on Blade Runner 2049. Dave Bautista and the opening scene where he's like farming the little centipedes or whatever for protein.
Yeah.
I love that scene. Just the sound of that heavy motherfucker walking across the floor. It's like a off-grade house, his house. And just him just like dum, 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 like lumbering across the floor. That scene's badass. I don't know. I love those movies.
Yeah.
But I got really normie dude movie picks.
Yeah.
If you keep asking, you'll be like, oh wow, you like Shawshank Redemption? Okay. Saving Private Ryan. Okay.
Now, okay, how about from a comedic standpoint? You know, what ones stick out for you from that standpoint?
I don't watch a lot of comedy movies.
Really?
Yeah, no, I can't stand them.
Oh, no way.
No, I think they suck.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah, the whole time I'm watching them, I'm like, this fucking blows. I'm not like a big comedy movie guy.
Like something like Spaceballs that is over the top?
Nah.
No?
Yeah, no, Rick Moranis and stuff. No, I'm not big on it.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. I mean, like, I'll watch it.
Yeah.
I mean, I have watched it, and I'm like, oh, it's kind of funny. But
Yeah.
I'm not like, I'm not big on it, which is hilarious because, like, Pooh, he watches every dog shit comedy that comes
All
out.
those stupid ass comedies.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm like, do you have no self-respect? Like, watching every goddamn Adam Sandler movie that comes out.
oh, man.
I'm not going to waste my time watching that shit. Now, there's some movies that I love movies that are, I guess, like black comedies.
Yeah.
Once again, cliche pick, American Psycho is fucking hilarious to me. It's a cliche pick, but that's a good movie, man. That's a good movie.
Oh, awesome. All right, my friend. Well, hey, thank you for doing the pod. I appreciate it. It was awesome meeting you, dude.
It was awesome meeting you, too. Yeah.
All right, take it easy.
All right, you too.